Remember that guy was like, "We can hear you, idiots."
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. We got him.
Been doing this a while, buddy. I know what my mic's on. I wanted you to hear that.
Oh, God.
I will show you true pain. If I had more, gumption, I would grab like some Naruto pictures and put Trump on Pain's body when he's about to blow up the village. Doing music streams.
Yeah.
Make this bullshit live. You want to talk us in?
Yeah, sure. You got the blurb?
Yeah, I have it. It might be in the chat.
Okay. Maybe it's in the chat. Oh, it might be in the chat.
I think I put it in there.
Oh yeah, here we go.
If only I hadn't put 75 links in there also.
Yeah, I think that's in the wrong chat. But anyway, hi and welcome to, what's the name of the show?
The Headliners.
The Headliners.
With Tim and Mikey. Or
yeah,
Mikey and Tim.
Thank you for supporting the show on Patreon. There we go.
Blurb added.
This
Universal Studios
podcast
Hollywood.
production is brought to you by our patrons, whose continued support keeps the lights on. So thank you, Ollie, Dutch, Ladevert, and as always, friend of the show, Tons of Mice.
Lover.
We love you.
Lover of the show, lover of many. Home court advantage, I call him behind the scenes.
And to add on to that blurb, stick around until for the end of the show when we're gonna ask you to give us questions that we will then answer on Patreon in hopes that you will join our Patreon.
Maybe I should put nudes up there? Like, I don't know.
Patreon.
Is that what they want? Is that what you want me to do?
They want foot pictures. That's what they want.
No, they don't.
They want foot stuff.
Like, that's when I knew I was neurodivergent. When I was like, other things attract other people. That's weird.
Now, Mikey, before we get to the show properly, I have some banter for you.
Yes.
I often propose you food questions. I'm going to propose you another food question here.
If I must.
What is your all-time favorite snack? What's your go-to?
What time is it?
For snacking? Let's say, what's your favorite midnight snack? Like, what's your favorite late night? I got to eat something, but I don't want to make anything kind of thing.
Ooh, that's easy. That's ramen or a bowl full of Ruffles with a tumbler full of barbecue sauce for dipping.
Ooh, what kind of Ruffles?
Ruffles. Plain, salty ass Ruffles. The saltiest.
I do enjoy me some chips and barbecue sauce.
I don't know why people don't do it more, but whatever. They do it. They fucking use sour cream and onion dip, but then if you want like some barbecue flavor on that thing, and they're like, "What are you doing?" It's like it's the same thing. All right, whatever.
I think barbecue sauce should be an acceptable dip for most things.
I agree. Diz in the chat. There's your free air horn.
What's going on?
And also, real quick, sorry. Also, for everyone in the chat, I don't feel like dealing with a bunch of trolls today. So if you want to troll us, please hit the subscribe button. Wait 1 minute, and then you can troll us. Diz agrees. Barbecue sauce rocks.
Barbecue sauce does rock. My favorite late night snack is, it is also potato chips, but it's not Ruffles. I like the kettle chips.
Oh,
I like the extra crispy chips. That's my jam. Extra crispy chips and whatever kind of dip I can get my hands on.
whatever dip they don't have nailed to the floor. It's coming with me.
I'm not picky after midnight. Like whatever, it doesn't matter.
Or I might like. I'm good for like a ramen.
Yeah, I could do ramen
Yeah.
after. Yeah, that's a good
It's
late
salty.
night snack.
I'm not a
Yeah.
I'm not a sweets kind of eater unless my wife puts like peanut butter chocolate cookies from the grocery store in there, and then I have to eat them to destroy them. That's the only way to get rid of that scourge plaguing the nation. Please, no one send me those. I have to just destroy them as soon as possible. But other than that, I don't do sweets. I'm savory. What's your road trip snack?
Ooh, my road trip snack? Boy, that's a loaded question because I'll eat almost anything in the car. I'm gonna say my road trip snack is like a trail mix kind of thing.
I'm very close to that. I'm sunflower seeds.
Yeah, yeah. Anything that's got like I like the peanuts and the M&Ms and like the little pretzel bits and all that. Like that's what I like.
Sorry, Des. Sorry. We didn't mean to. I did.
Favorite ramen flavor?
Beef. What?
Beef?
Yeah.
Just regular beef?
Ooh. Oh, actually, I lied. I just lied that quickly. Tonkatsu.
Okay.
The pork.
Yeah.
With the creamy broth pork one. And if I can find a spicy tonkatsu, whew. We are in rarefied air, man. That's a good day for the home team.
For me, it's spicy curry.
Okay. I have nose problems with curry. It just makes me scrunch.
It is a powerful smell.
But I don't like onions and garlic and like a lot of mustards. Anything too powerful, and I'm just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. How the hell are y'all eating this?
There's this cup of ramen curry one that the wife got me as like a stocking stuffer for Christmas that I'm now obsessed with.
That's what I want for fucking Christmas every year is just pallets and pallets of ramen. Ooh, yuki soba chicken. Ooh, soba noodles. I love soba noodles.
Soba's so good.
Yes. I need to go to the noodle shop. That's usually my birthday thing is we go to the noodle house.
Noodle house is good.
And it's called, what is it called? Oh, it means yummy. Aosui. Oisy.
Yeah.
Ooh. I like that soft-boiled egg they put in there. Yeah, and I never thought I would like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm brave and drunk. Give me that egg.
Have you ever had the soy egg that they put in the ramen sometimes? Oh, that's so good.
It's like this soft-boiled egg, but then it's like marinated in the soy sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Salty, runny egg. What's wrong with me? Younger me would be vomiting right now. Vomiting at my disgusting food choices. But here we are. Here we stand.
All right.
Hey, Q.
It's
been a minute. Or is it K? It's K. It's K.
Could be K.
It's K. K has been around for ages. I don't know why I said Q. I looked at it. Hey, Joe Lefty. Yeah, K. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Like K pasa. All right, Tim.
Let's get to
Let's start the pain, shall we?
Whatever this nonsense
the premier
is.
of Canada's most populous territory, Ontario, and Premier
Guess what party he's in? Oh, sorry, you took a
Ford,
sip.
as we mentioned, President Trump is now saying.
Guess which of the Canadian parties he's in?
I'm gonna say he's not in the Liberal Party.
Just guess. It's got like it's got the words of parties and stuff that we have here, but it's in not the order you would expect.
Oh, is he like in the Republican Democrat Party?
He's in the Progressive Conservatives.
The Progressive, okay.
All right.
The Progressive Conservatives? What?
I don't know.
Those are two polar opposites. What is this party doing?
K gets an air horn. Unquiet Badger gets an air horn. And if you guys want an air horn, hit that sub button. And let me know if the... All right, we'll see if this thing works this time. I have the alert box ready, and it should listen to what I tell it to do. And it should not play that damn flute song. And it should play Idris Elba. I goes where... It should play this.
I'm Idris Elba. I goes where I goes.
And then Wayne's face pops up, and it's hilarious. But it never actually does it. It just defaults to some other random thing. Anyway.
He is enacting a 50% tariff on steel and aluminum from Canada, which will go into effect tomorrow in response to your actions. What's your reaction?
Well,
Wait. I want to read that. I'm not going to do his fucking voice. Based on Ontario, Canada.
Based on Ontario. Oh.
Placed a 25% tariff on electricity coming into the United States. I have instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel and aluminum coming into the United States from Canada, one of the highest tariff nations anywhere in the world. This will go into effect tomorrow morning, March 12th. What's today? The 11th.
11th, yeah.
Does he know how dumb this is?
No.
Like, I think he's really, really, like, actually dumb now.
He is very dumb.
I mean, is he thinking that Canada is about to pay that? Is he still on that bullshit where he just doesn't know how tariffs work?
I think he's given up the game on knowing how tariff works. I think he knows that hopefully most people understand. He's just hoping that we can outlast Canada now with a trade war.
Man, Canada is buckling in like there's a fucking nor'easter and a blizzard coming, and they already got a whole, refrigerator full of groceries. They could care less about Trump's little hissy fit in the mall parking lot. Billy!
Well, and also at this point, he's like back down twice. Like, I think they know he's going to blink again.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be what he wants it to be. And it's already not.
At least it's not winter when they're shutting off the electricity. You know what I mean? They're going they're gonna have Mark up there sweating like, God damn it, Trump, stop! I'm sweating my balls off. Please.
Yeah, we got to ask Mark about like this electricity tariff that Canada's doing to him, because damn, 25%. Imagine your electric bill just going up 25% in one day.
Yo, all these lights in this bitch are coming off. We finna get some candles. Our electricity bill's already the highest one, so you're not finna. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do this.
In response to your actions, what's your reaction?
Well, Anna, first of all, thank you for having me on. I start every interview with...
Yeah, he's grateful. I appreciate that. Nice and grateful. Sick of these ungrateful motherfuckers. Which is so wild. We're going to talk about Ukraine in just a second.
Saying we love Americans. I love Americans, spent 20 years of my life there. And I know Canadians love Americans and vice versa.
Tim, what do you think about that tie?
I like his tie.
I kind of like it too.
I like it because, well, his shirt and his suit jacket don't have any pattern, and his tie having a pattern is good.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
In saying that, we will not back down. We will be relentless. I apologize to the American people that...
Most Canadian thing you can do in a trade war is apologize. They're just too nice. They're just so nice.
President Trump decided to have an unprovoked...
Billy in the chat says, what's a monthly electric bill in the U.S.? What is it for you, Tim? I'm usually at it really depends on the summer or on the season.
It really depends on it depends on what kind of heating you have in your house, I suppose. Like, some people have electric heating, and then your heating bills are your electric bills through the roof. I have oil heating in my house, so my electric bill is higher in the summer because I have central air. My electric bills have gotten up to $800 in one month. Yeah.
Tim. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I would know 800. I'm not even going to complain anymore. I'm done complaining.
My average is about $250.
Holy shit. Oh, but you don't have a gas bill.
I have an oil bill that's $500 a month. Well, not every month. In the summer, it's like almost nothing, but in the winter, it's a lot.
Holy Timothy.
The amount I pay in utilities would horrify people.
Brother, y'all need to switch to that natural gas, dog.
We're trying to move to a house that has either natural gas or propane.
Propane and propane accessories.
But
damn, son. Your house should have been $5.
It's higher in Connecticut because our electric companies are currently fucking us.
That is accurate.
They are doing what's called what was it called? It's some sort of clawback from all the money they had to use during COVID to not shut off people's power. Like,
what that got to do with you?
They ain't got nothing to do with me. But
you paid your bill.
They're doing like a surcharge of like $100 a month to claw back money they lost during COVID because they weren't allowed to shut off people's power. And
that's crazy.
So I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole of Connecticut utilities, but we have a government agency called PURA, which oversees our electric companies. They're like a regulatory agency.
And they're villains.
And they're villains. PURA approved this, and then they approve rate hikes. And everyone in Connecticut is like, what the fuck?
They're trying to get y'all out of there. That's what that sounds like to me.
Right. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, our electricity bills have been fucked up for a couple of years.
Here in the Midwest, I guess we are in the paradise of utility bills. I think, I mean, when I had my apartment, and I was by myself, my gas bill would be like $50, $60.
I wish.
And then like my electricity would be like $90. And then in the winter, my gas would go up to like $100.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, like my electricity would go up to like $120.
Yeah, I wish. And we have like, we have the smart thermostats. Yeah. It regulates the temperature at like a minimum. We don't jack up the heat. Like I think for most of the winter, our temperature was set to like 68.
Y'all gonna have a little barrel in the living room with fingerless gloves, talking about something. Sure is nice to be out of the wind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not great.
That's
our
crazy.
Electric bills.
Simply Secular Dave, get your air horn, Dave. Questionable Insanity, get your air horn. Dave says, meanwhile in Canada, we have hydroelectric plants, and in the 80s, the province turned down 3 projects that would have power. Jeez, Dave, you're gonna have to help me out here. That would have powered BC, Alberta, Montana, Washington, and Oregon. Now we're so far behind. Damn, that would have been nice. Did you hear about? I think we talked about this before. Like China's like ultra uber dam that they're like willing to blow up Tibet over.
Oh yeah.
Damn it, China! Why can't we put a fucking hydroelectric thing on Niagara Falls? It's right there.
I don't know.
It's obvious. It'd be way more than enough power. Site CDM proposed in 1905. It's still not completed. Damn. Do you get charged by a kilowatt hour? Do you get charged by kilowatt hour for all energy forms, or do you have mixed unit bull poop? You can say shit.
Yeah.
Just so you know, a U.S. gallon of petrol is 37, and kerosene is. Oh, okay.
So I don't get charged by the kilowatt hour for my oil. I just get charged by the gallon. But for my electricity, I do get charged per kilowatt hour, and I think I just got a lower rate because I was getting fucked, and it's like 12 cents per kilowatt hour for service. But then there's all these other service charges that get added on, like the $100 a month, because they lost money during COVID, and they didn't actually lose money during COVID because they made money during COVID. So
we share that water, Dave. That is not your water going over Niagara Falls. You don't get to just have that, okay? We all get to drink it, and we should be able to get some energy off of it too, damn it. It's falling all over us. You're spraying us with water, and we can't even make a plant out of it? That's not fair.
Speaking of that, did you know that Trump wants to like renegotiate the borders of all the Great Lakes and make them more American than Canadian?
Does he
Like,
have RFK's brainworm? Like, that is the real questions we need to be asking at this point. Because, I mean, it's not even close anymore. Like, Mans has lost it.
Yeah, he's crazy. So Canada, just know, he's coming for them Great Lakes.
Man, he better leave Canada. He better leave Canada alone before Debo come down here and whoop our ass again.
Rename Lake Ontario like Lake Florida or some shit.
Lake Melania or some weird shit.
Lake Mar-a-Lago.
I love how he's always like, yeah, they need to come in to work. I'm like, bitch, you be in Mar-a-Lago every other weekend. Like, you need to stay at work, motherfucker.
Last year, he spent a quarter of his presidency golfing. Literally a quarter of it. A whole year of his presidency was spent golfing.
That's crazy. Well, he was also busy making sure that all of our national secrets were out on a fucking stage next to the basketball court. So anybody with opposable thumbs could, like, you know, take the lid off and just learn where all of our troops are.
Attack on our country, on families, on jobs, and it's unacceptable. Let's work together. Let's get to the table if he has issues, and let's sort this out. You see the market tumbling, consumer confidence is down, and if he continues on with this, assembly plants in Michigan will shut down, and around the country, whoever makes autos, and as well as businesses. They're going to hurt, and these pensions, when the market goes down, it's going to affect people's pensions.
You know, it's funny that they're going after, you know, Social Security and then also tanking the market. So, like, no matter where your retirement money is or where you think it's coming from, they're just trying to snatch that. We'll have that. We'll go ahead and break that for you.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
We're just fucked either way.
Hey, you want to keep messing with the American people? Let me tell you something. They're fucking crazy. So keep going, keep going for it, buddy, because it's not going to be the left that you have to worry about. You thought January 6th was bad. Wait till you start taking all this Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare away from people. It ain't going to be us. We're going to be back at the house eating popcorn like we was on January 6th. So y'all better do something. Y'all better get them.
So I'm not too sure why he continues to attack his closest friends and allies, but we need the American people to speak up. We need those CEOs to actually get a back.
Oh, yeah. Unquiet Badger says in the chat, those golfing trips are paid by the taxpayers, millions of dollars so far. Isn't that government waste? Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's also a pain in the ass. If you've ever been in a city where, like, any kind of, like, president, vice president, member of cabinet, foreign dignitary, when they come into town, they shut it down, bro. Like, they close off half the streets because they have to get a route to, like, get the person in and then get them out. And then it's like, it's a big pain in the ass. It's not like he's just, like, helicoptering in every time. He's got to go to the airport and he's got to, like, it's, I love it when people don't come to my city. And usually during natural disasters and stuff like that, the mayors and governors are like, please don't come. Please do not come. We have emergency vehicles. We got bulldozers we got to get in here. And it is even harder to do that when you got 17 of the 15 streets fucking blocked off because the motorcade has to come in.
Yeah, the big guys don't really come to Connecticut too much unless they're looking for money, and then they just go straight to Greenwich. And they're like, can we have money, please?
Well, luckily for you, McMahon's already down there, so
yeah,
traffic is better.
I think the last time we had, like, a president in the state was Biden came for, like, a $25,000 a plate dinner as a fundraiser to Greenwich. Like, that was it. We don't get anyone else unless they're Bernie came twice for a rally. That was the last thing that I remember. Like, we don't get campaign stops because Connecticut is so blue. Like, there's no campaign stops here. Bernie showed up during the primaries. That's about it.
That is a perfect definition of the Democratic Party, is when they're supposed to be the party of working people and they're having $25,000 a plate dinners. Yeah. Like, it just perfectly proves the point.
Backbone and stand in front of them and tell them this is going to be a disaster. It's mass chaos right now. That's what we need.
Well, he'll have a chance to hear from those CEOs today, as we just mentioned. if you're talking de-escalation at this point, what would it take for you to remove that surcharge on the electricity coming into the U.S. from Canada?
Well, doubling the tariff on aluminum, that the U.S. only can manufacture 16% aluminum that they need. The balance, for the most part, comes from Quebec, over 65%. It's going to hurt your manufacturing. You need the aluminum. You need our high-grade
Our beer cans.
Get ready for
nickel.
aluminum foil to
And
cost a lot more.
Oh my God, it's gonna be like gold.
I want to send more high-grade nickel. You need our electricity. You need the 4.3 million barrels of oil that gets shipped down. I want to make sure we build an AMCAN fortress, the two greatest countries in the world. Fighting like this does not make sense. But I will respond appropriately on the electricity. Stay.
God, plastic beer bottles. There we go. More plastic.
Hey, there you go.
Sorry, Canada.
Yeah, sorry, Canada.
We're acting up right now.
We're terrible. Trump is terrible.
We are showing our ass right now in a way that is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Uncle Sam went on to Jubilee to talk with some conservatives. And if you guys aren't familiar with the premise, I think the show is called Surrounded, and they grab like an atheist, and then he's surrounded by 20 evangelicals or super religious people, or a conservative surrounded by liberals or something like that. Like, that's the premise of the show. And then there's like a little timer, and they both have microphones, and then like the guest puts up a premise, and then people disagree with it, and then they like run up to the chair. It's like this quasi game show podcast thing. But then when people start, getting too far afield, the people in around the circle can raise a little red flag there and vote them out.
Yeah. If a majority of the people sitting around say that they're not holding the conversation while they get voted out.
So Sam Cedar of the Majority Report, I got a Majority Report thing here.
They're calling her Rhino Taylor Greene.
They should let Emma do this. That would be funny, actually. That would be great. Just Anna Kasparian in 20 chairs. Ah! Screaming at it. But Sam's premise. Oh God, the thing's in the way. I'll just have to press play. But Sam Cedar of the Majority Report is talking to the conservatives, and oh my God, if you guys haven't seen this clip yet, you're fucking welcome. This is gold. Oh God, I was trying to see it. Trump's attacks on DEI hides his real goal, which is to give corporations more power.
How you doing?
Okay, when it comes to DEI, essentially, if a person...
Also, real quick, there was like 17 Michaels in the circle. Like, I think two of the girls were named Michael too, and probably the host was named Sam Cedar's real name is Michael. The whole show was Michaels. I thought I was losing my freaking mind.
Was not racist, he would hire someone regardless, right? So why would we need a policy to protect a person if we've moved past racism? So would you consider yourself racist?
Wait.
I know I watched the clip. I know what Sam's going to say, but really? We moved past racism? When?
It's gone, brother.
We elected Obama, and racism is dead.
Clearly? Didn't you get the email?
Nothing since 2016 has ever been about race.
No? Why would you even say that? Racism is done. Clearly.
We're in a post-racism society.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Are you suggesting we've moved past racism?
Would you consider yourself racist?
I consider myself, and sometimes I think we all practice like some form of, white supremacy. I think.
Look at Sam. The goat.
Look at Sam.
The goat.
Actually,
self-aware goat.
Like we all do to some degree.
Well, I'm glad that you're saying that. So I guess going to the LGBT topic, it seems like it's very prevalent for you as an issue.
Well, it seems like a big issue. I mean, the Republican Party spent literally hundreds of millions of dollars demonizing trans people.
Well, the reason why they've done something like that, and I think you're misconstruing the narrative, they haven't demonized...
No, they're not demonizing trans people at all. They just call them monsters.
Misconstruing is my favorite.
Misconstruing.
I almost want to make like a t-shirt with like their face and then the made up word, because all of them were making up words and using words in the wrong context. I was like, maybe they're nervous, but then I was like, they're not nervous. They're just dumb.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why they've done something like that, and I think you're misconstruing the narrative, they haven't demonized them. They simply want protections back for their own children, because children are being stripped away from
Who's
their
their
parents.
own children? Wait, children are being stripped away from their parents?
Yes, due to AB 954, they've now included gender identity as a
Just for you, Scott, we'll play the blonde girl too. I know that's the other one that everybody's seen the clip of.
premise to
954.
remove
That's
and
like
strip
California
parental
law.
rights for
Yeah.
children who maybe they are rejecting their gender ideology.
So, but you'd be okay with parents who agree with their children's doctors to provide gender-affirming care?
I do not agree with that. Do you?
I believe that parents and doctors can make those decisions if with the kids.
If
of
a
course.
child can't smoke, drink, or have sex before the age of 18, they should not be able to consent to a sex change. Now, in
Well,
terms of a
I don't know that
DEI
they can,
initiative, the
And I will push back because Sam's being nice to let the kid like talk on the mic or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not fucking true, dumbass.
Well, it's not. I'm reading AB 954 right now, and
Misconstrued.
he's misconstruing what AB 954 is about. It's about children who are in harm's way when it comes to the parents. Like it's about taking kids away from parents who are harming them.
Yeah.
That's what AB 954 is about. It doesn't say anything about trans or LGBTQ. It says parents who fail to provide adequate food, clothing, shelter, or medical treatment. And I think the medical treatment is the thing that this guy is misconstruing.
We need misconstrued on a shirt with like a toaster pastry, just like getting down.
The reason why there's military.
Yeah.
That's definitely not what the bill is about. What this guy is talking about is not what the bill's about.
And this is again, like, I'm painting with a pretty broad brush here, but this is the same party of people who are perfectly fine throwing their kid out on the street.
Oh yeah.
Like putting the kid out the house, figure it out yourself since you know so much. I'm so wrong, get out.
They are pro-life until the kid is born, and then after that, you get a fucking job.
Pro-life until you piss me off or you say something I don't like, and I'll just say, get out of here. Get out.
Military bans on trans women and trans men is because they do not have the ability to cooperate at a mental capacity when they're constantly undergoing hormone treatment, as well as depression pills, as well as different mood stabilizers.
This is what happens when you go to Facebook University.
Yeah, I know. This is definitely Facebook University speak right here. Does this guy know how many people are actually on like mood stabilizers and antidepressants?
It's coming.
And so when
look at you, Tim, you can sense this shit.
When you go out to
God damn it.
Combat, do you really think you're going to bring an ice cooler pack with you?
I misconstrued your statement, and I take back my comment.
Or whether that be hormone, estrogen, or whatever it may be, while you're about to shoot someone of the opposing war.
Well, the executive orders that Trump gave were DEIA orders that had to do with agencies that have nothing to do with the military.
Yes, they do. Yes, they absolutely do.
The FDA?
The troops at the FDA, Sam. Didn't you know? All them big troops at the FDA.
Oh my God.
They just revoked the ability of the Air Force to teach Air Force members about the Tuskegee Airmen.
Well,
what are we talking?
And for all of our British people out there, the Tuskegee Airmen experiment was when they literally, our government allowed syphilis to run rampant through black pilots just so they could see what the long-term effects of syphilis would be. Instead of treating them, they just, got out their clipboards and wrote down what happened and then lied about it. And then we found out about it.
Did you know, as part of this whole DEI nonsense that they're doing in the military, that they removed references to the Enola Gay?
Yeah.
Because it had the word gay in it?
They're just going to change the name of the plane.
What?
Tell me you're a closet homosexual without telling me you're a closet homosexual.
Well, it's also like these people are so completely unserious that like they're just control effing the government.
Yeah.
Like find the word gay, delete it.
Yeah.
They deleted tax documents because they had the word equity in them. There are tax forms for businesses because businesses use equity. It's not the same equity that you're talking about.
But if I have
But they just control F delete.
No, I'm sick of the liberals getting into my mortgage and talking to me about equity. And then they're like diversifying my stocks and bonds. Like, I'm so sick of it.
Talking about here?
Okay, well,
honestly, like they're rewriting history.
Well, that's your perspective, right? But
So like I said, I watched this whole thing, and the most frustrating part of watching this is the people on that guy's side are like, well, that's your opinion, that's your opinion, you know, that's your take, that's not what's going on. It's like, guys, some of them, we'll get to the lady because she was the best. Some of them are honest to God true believers of whatever Trump is doing.
Right.
And Sam multiple times is like, we're just never going to be in agreement on this because we have fundamental. Yeah. Anyway.
Onward.
At the end of the day, if a person
Tuskegee Airmen, we can all agree existed, right?
Just listen to this. If you were racist, right, and you were an employer, and if you wanted to absolutely be racist and exercise that, you would. I think DEI sort of prevents people from seeing the reality. If a person truly wanted to hire you based on your intellect, based on your skill set, they would. DEI essentially provides tax cuts for the end of the year when you create your tax returns. They give you a tax credit for hiring someone who is black or a person of color. I don't know if you knew that.
In these agencies?
In agencies, in private.
Oh my God.
Private
in government
businesses.
agencies, they don't get tax cuts for hiring people.
Tim, why don't government agencies get tax cuts?
Well, Mikey, this is
You're
the dumbest thing.
You're a political scientist, so maybe we need an expert, someone on the ground to really. I mean, you work with a sitting member of Congress, so maybe because you have the inside track.
In my expert opinion, the reason why government agencies don't pay taxes is because they're funded by taxes.
That would be so stupid.
The IRS does not pay taxes because they collect taxes. Why would part of their budget from the federal government be to pay taxes? It doesn't make sense. The logic this person and this person completely,
his name is Michael, of course.
Michael the Fourth. His logic doesn't make any sense on this because government agencies are, with the exception of like the post office and one or two other places, are entirely funded by taxpayers. And isn't that the whole point of the federal cuts that Elon and the DOGE people are attempting to do, is to save taxpayer money? Why would these agencies pay taxes then? They're the federal government.
They are the people asking for the tax money.
And as for the companies getting tax cuts for hiring DEI employees, essentially, I owned a business. Our only employee was African American, and I didn't see any tax cuts. and our taxes are done by my wife, who's a CPA. So I didn't see any of that.
Scott raises a good point. Raise the tax rate on the DEIA to by 200% now. I'm with that. Raise that shit. I want it up there. Get it up there. I'm sick of them not paying taxes on these federal agencies not paying taxes.
And the other thing I wanted
to protect people from discrimination.
The other thing I want to kind of state here is.
And Kay in the chat says every single gripe they had about DEIA was purely vibes based. So dumb. Yes. Hi, Jan. Oh, wrong one. Hi, Jan.
That I've realized that a lot of the times with the liberals is that you guys push for example, for DEI and people of Latino or Hispanic descent. And a lot of the times what you don't realize is you're actually doing more harm than good by putting them in positions where you make them believe that it's based on the color of their skin. It's based on
DEIA.
I hate that kid. I've seen that kid at a couple of these things, and he's got like, you know, he's going to talk all nice and calm and quiet, but everything out of his mouth is out of a straight up villain's handbook. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a horrible, wretched person, and he just doesn't say it meanly. So people just like, I don't know, have a different, drives me nuts.
Does not, is not.
It's based on merit. DEI emphasizes color, skin color, physical attributes.
Is that the people who work in your agency, it's about anti-discrimination.
Discrimination against what?
Against people who may have different cultural mores, may have different.
Ooh, does nail the education from the Daily Wire. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who I need to play.
PragerU.
We have to find a Ben Shapiro clip. That's what I should have. Okay, I gotta find that.
I'll look for it. I'll look for it. I know
what I'm talking
there.
about. Okay, thank you.
It's irrelevant to a job, right? It should be based on merit, and that is the emphasis
People
here.
get hired as a merit, but if the DEIA, I'm talking about Trump's rescission of these orders on these agencies.
There is no way that this kid is listening to Sam while he's talking over him the whole time. And I think that was the part that kind of pissed me off the most, is because they literally don't know their ass from a dirty hole in the ground, but they can't listen to somebody who's been covering politics on, like, you know, the big progressive blowtorch on the internet for like the last, 10 years? Like, Sam knows what he's fucking talking about. And even if you like wanted to argue with him about it, you don't even know what you're arguing about because you just won't shut the fuck up. Like, god damn.
Employer, wouldn't you hire a person of color?
Dude,
if you could pay them less?
Listen, we're talking about government.
He can't listen. He's tried and he can't. His haircut's too cool. He can't listen.
Agencies that do not get tax cuts. They don't. Government agencies.
They don't.
No,
yes, they do. They absolutely do.
Look at the assuredness on his face. They absolutely do. So condescending.
Agencies.
They don't.
No,
yes, they do. They absolutely do.
I'm talking about.
They don't.
I apologize on behalf of this Michael and all the other idiot Michaels that were up on this stage. He doesn't speak for all of us. Some of us can read.
Every private and public sector gets tax cuts when you hire a person of color.
No.
Government agencies don't pay taxes. Yes. Government agencies are funded by the government.
That is not true.
Oh my God. This kid is so over his head dumb. That's just, that can't be true. That can't be true. They got to pay tax.
There is no way that government agencies are funded by tax dollars. That's impossible.
That's impossible. Then where does the money come from, bro?
DEI, duh.
That is not true. And you know what? I think
Sam's face. Oh, poor Sam.
He's like, he died a little inside there. Look at him.
He's so sad for this guy. He's like, this guy drove here. Holy shit. You know, that explains a lot because these drivers these days, man. Oof.
I think the whole juxtapose of this entire conversation.
What month is this?
This is January.
Why did it take so long?
Okay, so we can agree on that.
Got him.
The FDA does not pay taxes. It does not get a tax cut because it doesn't pay taxes. DEIA forces them as an agency to say, if you have a job opening, you must do your best efforts to make sure that every
I like that.
part
I love
of
me a
society.
buzzword. You must do your best effort.
What? That's not even a buzzword. Come on, kid.
You know must is a buzzword.
Must. You must.
I love that buzzword.
Okay, pause.
Because you feel like you have to, you're pressured to.
Yes.
You shouldn't be pressured to hire someone based on skin color.
No, not to hire someone on skin color, but put up notice about that the job exists. Make sure that you put it in different communities so that you have as wide an application pool as possible.
And therefore you get
All
tax
right.
cuts.
All right, return
At
to your
the end of the year when you file taxes, you get a tax cut for hiring someone who speaks a
Please
different
return to
language
your
or a
seat.
different skin color.
You don't. Not even as a business. There is no tax cut out there.
Hey Tim, you speak a language, I'm sure, or you're learning to speak a language. So I'm just gonna put you down as a dependent. And like what? Oh look, he's back over here. Let's get the tail end of him, and then we'll go to the one that everybody's been dying to see. Oh boy, Becky. Oh Becky.
Who wants to transition?
Well, I think because we got to do health care for prisoners.
And this premise is unless you are a billionaire. God, this is right in the way.
A xenophobic nationalist
There you
or
go. A religious
fundament-
fundamentalist.
yeah.
Voting for Trump was a mistake.
You don't consider it real health care. But hold on, I don't want to get. Listen,
$2.6
it's
billion in
900 kids
2022.
over 5 years.
That is a lot of
received
children.
Puberty blockers.
That is a lot of children.
900
AB
kids over 5
547
years.
just
Do you know
passed,
how many,
including
do you know how
gender
many kids
identity,
died during COVID?
gender identity
All right.
to allow children
10
to be
kids a
separated from
month
their
die
parents
from
just due to not
accidental
affirming their gender
gun deaths.
identity.
But here's the point. Listen,
Oh my God.
Trump how is he hurting these people? He just rescinded the ability of the Labor Bureau to investigate discrimination in workplace. Are you for trans people being discriminated in workplace?
They're never being discriminated. Hold
Are
on.
you for trans
You're
people being
asking-
discriminated with
I'm
housing?
very passionate about that question, and can I answer it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I believe that affirmative action should be.
It's not affirmative action.
Oh, then what is it?
It's anti-discrimination. It's
Okay,
not saying that you have to
regardless,
hire
hold on.
trans people.
Okay,
It's
well,
saying
hold on.
you can't fire someone when you find out they're trans.
Okay, well, hold on a minute. So when you hire someone or when you interview someone, for example, you are supposed to interview them based on their knowledge and their work ethic, not based on sex.
I'm not saying
This guy has clearly hired tons of people. If you're
So
interviewing
clearly.
them, how the fuck do you know what their work ethic is? They don't
Right.
work for you yet, dumbass. Like, he just says shit. Maybe we should start doing that, Tim.
Yeah, maybe we should just start saying shit.
This bottle is filled with gold. And if you don't think it's gold, then you're just a woke liberal mind virus. DEIA hire.
You know,
Daily
maybe the Republicans, they're doing DEI. Maybe they're the ones doing DEI, hiring only white people. Isn't that DEI?
Well, no, they got Kash Patel, so how dare you? He only dreams about being white every day.
affirmative
based on
action.
their
And they got a DUI hire in Pete Hegseth.
sexual
Are you
orientation.
allowed to fire them if you find out they're trans?
If you need to, then you should. If you need to, then
All
you
right,
should.
so we have a disagreement.
All right,
I don't
pause.
believe people should be discriminated against.
Pause.
And that's not discrimination. It's based on your knowledge, not what you sleep with, not who you sleep with. Just saying.
Hey, that really kills on the Twitter feed when he says that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And who's the SEALs clapping for him? Oh, the dude, I'm not even gonna subject everybody to this.
Oh yeah.
That kid, oh my God, it's just so nasty the way they talk about the LGBTQ. Like, it is so disgusting, and this is why I get pissed. And like, there's a lot of people I don't kick it with no more because as soon as their mouth cracks to say something bigoted, they're getting slapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're either getting slapped or they're getting cussed the fuck out. They're like, well, what's wrong with him? He's it's like, yeah, because you must be gay. It's like, it doesn't matter if I'm gay or not. Shut the fuck up, dumbass. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Hi.
Sam.
So I actually think that this liberal world order needs to be thrown away completely, and I think Christian nationalism would be a good alternative. What we're seeing right now is
And
just
congratulations.
yeah, and thank you. And
Who the fuck is that?
Oh my God.
Is that Michael the Third?
That's probably Michael the Sixth.
yeah, I think what we're seeing right now is a culture of death. This is the most suicidal generation ever. We have millions of children dying by abortion. People aren't even reproducing. We don't even have like a.
My first question would have been, how many kids do you have?
Yeah, right. How many do you have?
Yeah.
Should we mandate people reproduce?
No, I don't think we need to mandate. We can just stop them from killing their kids. There
So
are like.
you want to outlaw abortion?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, we have a fundamental disagreement on this, and my claim was that if you voted for Trump, it would be to your benefit if you want to outlaw
I think it would
abortion.
benefit. I think it would benefit everyone.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that that women should have the right to choose.
I think that it would benefit everyone to bring back the family unit, to stop having women just thrown into the workforce.
Maybe we shouldn't allow.
Thrown into the workforce.
Like they're forced to work. So there is an element of that of that because a lot of families do need two incomes now, right?
Why, Tim?
So, well, because America doesn't provide anything to people. We don't get health care. We don't get universal pre-K, which is a problem. And we don't get any sort of real benefit from the government unless you're either desperately poor or insanely wealthy. And
yeah,
the problem is that if you are like lower middle class, even middle upper class, you need two incomes to survive. If
only we tax those billionaires.
If only. But she is like, women are forced to work and they shouldn't, like, this is a whole like Republican trad wife thing.
Yeah.
And it's gross.
Scott's a step for wives.
Yeah.
Kay in the chat says 8+ billion people on the planet. What these weirdos really care about is the number of white babies. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
Allow women to choose to divorce unless their husbands say it's okay.
I mean, I don't really believe in divorce in general, so like, sure.
All right. I mean, this I think though reinforces my point that if you are
but it would be better for society. It would be better for everybody in society. And same with xenophobic like, what's the problem with xenophobic nationalism? Don't you think that's better for Americans in general? Like what's the problem with xenophobic nationalism? Don't you think that's better for Americans in general?
The face palm.
Oh my god.
Like xenophobic nationalism is better.
We should have a coherent culture. Everyone should be a part of the same culture. We should have assimilation.
Which do you get to choose what the culture is?
We already have a dominant culture.
What is
based
the dominant
on
culture?
European and Christian values and identity. That is the dominant culture.
White Christian.
It's rooted in European identity.
White. So your argument.
I checked her Twitter feed this morning, and
Yeah.
she's just repeating the same shit that she's saying on there, like on a loop. I think it's.
Is she like a in real life troll? Is that what's going on here?
I think she's a pick me to the highest order. And
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some idiot will marry her and give her all the kids that she wants, but there's always the off chance that she might open her mouth and say something absolutely stupid. So maybe that's why no kids yet.
Well, maybe someone will show up and be like, "Do you like Christian nationalism? Because I like Christian nationalism. Let's go be Nazis together."
And then he'll just slap her around and push her in the kitchen and say, "You don't leave here."
And she's like, "It's okay. I don't believe in divorce."
Yeah, I'll just stay with this asshole for the rest of my life. What a dumbass.
Has been the dominant culture.
Just to be
and
clear.
we're not letting people assimilate to that. We're saying you should keep your culture, and this is why our culture's so divided.
You're.
Oh God, that is such like replacement theory nonsense. There have been so many waves of immigration into this country, that every time this happens, we're like, oh, they need to assimilate into our culture. What's our culture at this point? What is it?
Pay people.
Right.
Just pay for shit. Work and pay
at this
for shit.
point, there is no, like, America has never had like one of this like it's a melting pot. Isn't that the whole idea of America? Is that all these cultures come together and we're okay with it, and it just happens. Instead, she's like, oh no, we should just be European and Christian. That's not most of America.
I mean, let me pull this picture up. Let me just. Can I open in a
And
new
I bet
window?
you she don't even like all the Europeans either.
Well, just the good ones.
Yeah, just the good ones, like what, the British, the French, the Germans,
Big on the Germans.
Austrians, like, and then what about those Eastern Bloc European countries?
She would never. She would never. Clearly, someone has never watched Mama's Family or All in the Family. Clearly. I mean, even Lucille Ball had more fucking gumption than this shit. She would fucking go off on Ricky.
Argument is that Trump is good for those who want a dominant white European culture.
I mean, that is what America is. It's rooted in European identity and Christian values. That's what it has been.
You have to like put the flags up. She's giving away the game. Put the flag up. Put the flag up.
Like, would you really disagree with that? What is it then if that's not the identity of America?
Well, I think the identity of America...
For the majority of time, America's been a country. You don't think that's been the identity?
Well, actually...
Why is she like shivering? Like, is she scared? Like, what is this? Her lip is quivering and shit. You all right, little girl? Are
It might
you
be
in distress?
nervousness. She might be like,
She's
yeah, she
scared.
might be, yeah.
For the majority of time, America's been a country. You don't think that's been the identity?
Well, actually, no. I think actually the identity of America has been, for better or for worse, a melting pot in that regard.
Yeah, maybe since like the 1960s. Even then, like even.
Oh my God, she's so
Oh my
dumb.
God.
She's so
Doesn't she know anything about like the waves of immigration into this country since, I don't know, the founding of the country?
I think she thinks her parents were on like the Mayflower or some shit. Like, does she think the country's 50 years old?
So even if you think about the original 13 colonies, right? The original 13 colonies, the New England colonies were Puritan. Ugh, can't even speak. Puritan. Connecticut was a Puritan colony. Massachusetts was a Puritan colony. Rhode Island was a Puritan colony, right?
Yeah.
But Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, those were not Puritan colonies. Those were whatever. Like,
whoever could afford to get on the boat.
Yeah, and then some of these colonies we got from other countries like the French or the Spanish. Like we got Florida from the Spanish. They were Catholic, but they weren't like, oh my God. Like, there are so many different cultures in America since the founding of America.
I cracked it. I cracked the code.
What code?
The code. I cracked
What code?
it. I know what she is.
What?
Stormfront.
Oh my God.
She's a soup, dude. She's a soup. She's got that age thing.
Yep.
We know where she's from. She's a soup.
Yep.
That's the only logical explanation for her to talk like she's straight out of 1943. Like, that's the only way it's possible. She's a soup. And Kay says Lucy was a red. Lucille Ball was a badass and a comrade. Hey, Native Americans, anyone? Thank you, Tiz. Like, this is like, she's so dumb. Ugh.
She is. She's very.
And we had this idea of a melting pot literally means assimilation too. It means melting. It means you're assimilating to the dominant culture. Is that not what melting means?
No, it doesn't
and
mean
now
that
instead we're saying there's something wrong with
the dominant
xenophobia.
Culture. No, I mean, look, I got to be honest with you. Like, you and I have a fundamental disagreement. We will never see eye to eye on this. It's a choice, and people. I think what you're expressing though is really what the Trump movement at its heart is about. And I think that's problematic.
I disagree. I don't think Trump's like anywhere close to being a Christian nationalist. That's ridiculous. Like, Trump's basically a Democrat from like 15 years ago when it comes to social issues.
So you don't think that he's conservative enough for you?
Oh, definitely. Nowhere close. No.
He's not xenophobic enough for you?
No, he's trying to import a bunch of H-1Bs. Are you kidding?
Right. Oh, so you want to get them now too?
Wow.
She's saying it all out loud. So when I say America's racist, and y'all say, no, it's not, because you're all Michaels out there. No, it's not. Everybody does okay. No, it's not. How does she grow up in this country thinking like that if it's not? Explain.
Yeah, I got nothing. when she said Trump is basically a Democrat from 15 years ago. Let's see, 15 years ago was 2015. Obama? Trump is Obama?
No, 2010. What year do you think it is?
It's 50, still even Obama, because Obama was president in 2010.
Ollie's in the chat.
Nothing.
Our Canadian overlord. Hi, Ollie. Sorry again.
Sorry, Ollie.
Sorry,
Don't turn
Ollie.
off my power.
No. Please.
Like, Trump hates those people. And she is right. She is right that Trump is not a Christian nationalist. He doesn't give a fuck about Christian nationalism. I don't think he even knows what Christianity is.
Oh no, I used to work there.
That he doesn't know how to hold a Bible.
It's very tricky, Tim. Books are hard. And you know the motherfucker can't read. How is he supposed to know it was upside down? Everybody know he can't read. He don't know his letters.
And yeah, Trump was registered as a Democrat up until he decided that Republicans were stupid enough to give him a victory in an election.
Yeah, he was Christopher Ball. Christopher Ball in the chat. He says, yeah, he was while Trump was a Democrat 2003 to 2008 when he quit because of Obama. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he quit because Obama made fun of him at a White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Now I will be a Republican.
This is all Trump's like revenge tour against Barack Obama, which is so crazy. But Trump is a political opportunist. He will flip to whatever party he thinks will get him the most victories. Like, if the Republicans turned him away, he was going to run as an independent if the Republicans didn't vote him in as the nominee this time around. Like, he was ready to mount a campaign against them because he felt he had enough people that he could do it. And who knows, he might have.
Well,
I don't think Trump specifically subscribes to Christian nationalism. I think the people around him do, and they tell him what to do.
Right.
So,
he's their useful puppet. He's the idiot who won't ask questions, who will just read the prompter, sign some paper, and now can I go golf? Okay, yeah. I got to sign 2 more, but then I can go golf, right? Okay. Like
I think that he does have racist tendencies and racist beliefs.
How could you, Tim?
I know the president is a huge racist that lend him to certain beliefs, but I don't think he specifically subscribes to Christian nationalism. I just think he's a racist old man.
He never put out a full-page ad calling for the murder of 5 boys who didn't do something. He never did that, so don't even try to say he did.
I did get the Ben Shapiro clip, and it is in the chat.
Okay. We'll do that one real quick, and then I'll shoehorn. Is it?
My next claim is that.
Are you really the last person to find out about this Give Ads Forever button?
Hold on.
This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably
no.
My next claim is that Kamala Harris's extreme pro-abortion stance is morally indefensible.
This is not the clip.
What clip were you looking for?
I thought we had like a Wonder Twin Powers activate thing.
What clip were you looking for?
I'll find it. You haven't seen it then. And it's why is it like full screen like this? Okay, there we go. I was like, I can't get out. It's even better than that.
Oh, it's even better because that was one.
This is like from yesterday or the day before. This is like new.
Okay.
This is a new thing. But we're gonna switch over to Ukraine. But first, a Karen melting down.
For one,
and this is what's his channel called? Parker Get a Job. He's very funny. He does like TikTok debates with all these MAGA people, and I mean it's light work for the dude. I mean he knows his shit, and this is light work for the homie.
One for all of the wonderful stuff that is going over there with Zelensky.
Okay, like what?
For one, we do not need to be funding that war.
Okay. So do you think that Ukraine should be Russia?
I believe that they need to fight it out themselves and leave us.
Okay, I have one gripe, and then I swear I'll stop doing this. Why can't they answer questions?
They don't know how to answer them. They only know their talking points. And that's what I've honestly discovered about Republicans, or like the MAGA conservatives, not just Republicans in general, but MAGA conservatives. Like that whole Sam Cedar thing, those people came with prepared talking points that they keep veering off of whatever the topic Sam was presenting.
Right. To get back to their groove of where they normally like try to, yeah.
Right. And so they get talking points that they know very well on their side, but they don't know how to answer a question that isn't directly addressing one of those talking points.
It's not on the yellow brick road, so how the hell can I answer it? I got to push you back to the yellow brick road. That's the only thing I know.
It's not about critical thinking for them. It's about parroting a response.
Right. What match is this?
Right, exactly. Like, what response am I supposed to give? But if they don't have a prepared response for a certain question, like this with Ukraine or whatever, like, it's just going to come out as gobbledygook, or they're going to default to a prepared point that's closest to what they want to talk about.
Progress only in the chat. I will play your sound clip.
So what we got, fentanyl coming in. You got all these undocumented, these sex harassment people coming in, sexual hang. They're coming in. They're not doing nothing about it. And then you.
What up, Progress? Oh my God. But this lady, I hate it when they just. Well, what about this? It's like, just answer the fucking question.
Alone.
They don't know how.
I believe that they need to fight it out themselves and leave us alone.
Okay, so
Ukraine should be Russia.
Ukraine should be Russia because you know that if Ukraine is left alone, it will be Russia, right?
That's their choice. We didn't start that fight, did we?
Their choice. I don't think they started that fight either. But we did sign an agreement.
Well, did we start it? Hold on. Did we start it?
No, but we signed an agreement with Ukraine.
Okay, listen here,
finish,
young man. I have twin boys. Okay, and I tell you what, if we go into some bull crap because my children did not sign up to go fight into the military for any freaking reason, they wanted to live their own lives. Okay. I did not have, my kids did not sign up to go fight some bullshit war across
I'm not
the world
advocating
that
for your
has nothing
kids
to
to
do
fight
with
a war.
us.
Hey, I understand. I'm not advocating for your kids to go fight a war. What I'm advocating.
Well, it sounds like it, and that's.
Unquiet Pastor says, I assume her name is Karen.
All these
I particularly hate, and I'm sorry for all the people out there who have kids and our moms and all that. I particularly hate the talking point that I'm a mom and I have kids, therefore whatever I say is the morally right thing to say. Like,
I am justified in my ridiculous take because I have twin boys.
And I don't want them fighting in a war, and they don't want to fight a war. We get it. Like, I don't want to fight in a war either.
Who wants to fight in a war?
Like she has the most agency because she has kids, and therefore everyone else should just listen to what she says. And I hate that argument so much.
It's because it's a fallacy. It's not an argument. It's an argument from authority, and then using yourself as the authority. That's crazy.
Like, yes, you probably know a lot more about being a mom than I do. I will give you that.
She knows. She knows about being a mom to her kids.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. But just because you're a mom doesn't mean you get to make policy for everyone. That doesn't make sense.
We're being souped in the chat. Hey, Mikey, what's soup? Oh, you almost got me, you dirty. Ooh, nice try. Don't read it out loud. It's a trick.
Okay.
It's a trick.
Democrats are starting to act like it.
Can you stop?
They need to stop.
Listen to what I'm saying?
Look at Diz cracking up over there. I knew it was a trap.
They need to stop.
Okay.
There are people's lives and children that are on the line because you guys want to go over there across the world and go fight a war that has nothing to do with the United
Yes, Ali, you can make a policy.
States of America, sir.
Wait. Is she... Okay. First of all, let's figure out the mom thing for a second. Is she saying that Democrats have been the war hawks the entire time, and Republicans didn't get us into 2 wars in the Middle East for no reason?
Why are you changing the subject?
I'm not Republicans up until, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Bush was a Democrat.
We're like, we have to police the world and we have to go to war with everyone because we have to spread democracy over these Middle Eastern countries. And what the fuck? Ukraine already has democracy. We're trying to defend it. And no one has put American troops on the ground, not Trump or Biden. So what's her problem?
You, Tim, you're trying to send her twins to war.
Well, this
World
guy, it's
and
not
go
me.
fight a war that has nothing to do with the United States of America, sir.
I like how she's flushing the toilet. Sage, what's up? Air horn for Sage.
Okay, so in terms of Ukraine,
And if you are watching and you'd like to join all of our lovely friends in the chat, hit that sub button, wait 60 seconds, and you can join the soiree and get your own air horn.
Ukraine, in particular, right? It will
Doesn't
be
matter.
Russia if we do not help defend them. Right? You
I
do not
don't
have to send
care.
troops.
My children's lives are more important than sending them over there to a fight that we did not start.
Okay, listen, we signed an agreement with Ukraine called the Budapest Memorandum, which is an agreement that if Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons, that we would defend them. Okay, they gave up their nuclear weapons. Now it's our turn to defend them.
At least she washed her hands.
Listen,
least,
Parker,
yeah.
guess what? I heard that
Oh, sorry, Gina. I thought I did. My bad.
Zelensky was asking for American soldiers to go over there to fight his war. Why don't you get off this TikTok shop and go over there and start fighting in the war for Zelensky? If you're so important and wanting to fight and protect all these people over there in Ukraine, get off your ass and go over there and start putting your boots on the ground then. Because that'll be one less life before my children have to go over there. Do you see?
What the fuck? This lady is completely unhinged.
Now, I can see some of her argument, maybe, that perhaps if Ukraine was to join NATO, then they'd have to use Article 5 to defend Ukraine, right? That's and then she doesn't want American troops, including her kids who aren't even in the military, I assume.
Exactly.
To fight in a war in Ukraine just because NATO says so.
Yes.
And I can see that part of maybe that might be some of her argument, although she's not articulating it very well.
Because it's a rational fear and she's just fucking stress
Yeah.
vomiting all over Parker for no reason.
The logical leap she's making to get to where she is that, one, American troops will be fighting in Ukraine, guaranteed. And two, there'll be a draft that will draft her sons into this war with you in Ukraine.
Drag him out of 8th grade and put him straight on the front lines, Tim.
Right. And the draft while the draft still does exist and Mikey and I are probably still registered.
If they want me in there, that would be a mistake. We're gonna be lazy
Yeah.
as shit. I'm gonna be cracking everybody up. And we're gonna be
I
faking our posts.
I got bone spurs.
Me too.
The draft hasn't been used since Vietnam. And since then we've had 100% volunteer military, and the military, boy, they get so much money to just recruit people. Like,
why do you think they have all these high school ROTC programs, JROTC programs?
So if her sons join the military, it will be of their own accord.
Don't they have to sign a contract?
Yeah, you have to sign a contract. I think it's like 2 years of service is the minimum.
6.
6?
4 active and 2 IRR.
Oh, I see. And, that will be of their own accord. I don't see the draft being instituted anytime soon unless there, is a world war, and then that's a problem for everyone. Like, it's not going to be just like her sons. It'll be everyone else's sons, too.
Unquiet Badger says MTG's aunt, maybe?
I think it's a really major mistake and an insult to me.
She's on the board.
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, without all of my logical arguments that I just made for her, her argument makes absolutely no sense.
Well, Tim, you're a liberal. What would you know? Why don't you boot up? As she said.
They don't want me. They don't want me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad that I'm like the worst candidate possible. I'd be like Steve Rogers pre-juice. You know what I'm saying?
I'll just take off my glasses and be like, I can't see anything.
Like, dude, if I drop these, everyone's in danger. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Put me at a desk job. That's the best you'll be able to do with me.
You need somebody to like DJ for the troops, like back at the barracks. I could do some DJing. You need some stand up. I got my man's Tim over here.
Yeah, I'll be the cook. I'll be like the company like cook.
All the troops are like 16, 20 pounds overweight. We've been making these MREs smack, boy.
Where I'm going?
You have a second flush? God damn, girl. You need some fiber.
You don't understand
ma'am, I just want to let you know, there are no fucking U.S. troops in Ukraine. Zero.
No, but
what
that's
are you
what
talking about?
Zelensky is wanting.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. That's what the fuck JD Vance sat there and fucking started getting mad for.
No, it isn't.
We're not going to send our troops over there because
The
he
only
can't
way
get
we
his
would send
shit
the
under
troops there,
control.
the only way we would send troops there is if they join NATO the same way Finland joined NATO. NATO joining or Finland joining NATO didn't facilitate like a war between Russia and Finland. So like that would actually be like a meaningful thing that Ukraine can do to like actually ensure that like they can stay a country. So like in the same way that you care about your kids, right? You should like the people in Ukraine care about their children, and you should care about theirs as well, right? The fact that you don't care about their children, I think, is kind of crazy.
Hey, all lives matter.
Like, are you a Christian?
The thing is, did I give birth to?
Tim, we're in bad shape. Army doesn't have cooks anymore. They privatized stated subcontracting, all that in the aughts. Damn, Tim.
Damn.
We can't even peel potatoes in the bottom of the ship where it's
I
safe.
know, right? All right. Fuck.
Those poor twins, because this is her mom. Like, imagine like leaving your fucking, like you're carrying your dirty clothes upstairs or something like that, or to the laundry room, and like your underwear falls out, and then she finds it.
Oh my god.
Underwear all over the house. It looks like Jeffrey Epstein's fucking magic.
To those kids, and that I sit there and I take 18 years of my life to do nothing.
Then tell your
and to sit there and raise those kids.
I'm sorry. Did you like tell your kids not to go into the military?
Yes, sir. My kids do not go into the military. We are not doing that stuff.
Wait. So they're not.
Yo. How does she not see that she's doing the thing?
In the military right now.
No, sir.
What do you,
we do not do stuff like that in my house.
What are you fucking screaming about?
She don't know.
Because what do you think is going to happen if we go into war and freaking Russia gets involved? You guys are like so freaking
We're not going to war. I'm sorry. We're not going to war.
Fucking thinking, oh, Putin, we love Putin. We don't love Putin. We don't want our kids to die.
There's no way you're real. I'm sorry. Like, you're actually like screaming at me for no reason. Okay?
Get your head out of your ass.
My head's
Go
not
over
in my
there
ass.
and boot up, Parker. Get your fucking boots on, Parker. Go over there and boot up, Parker.
Dude, are you serious?
All you can do is laugh at her because she is really upset about this war that isn't happening.
Dude, what do you mean I should boot
Yeah,
up?
you think it's fucking funny? Go on ahead, Parker.
Dude, I do think this is funny. You're screaming at me, telling me to boot up. How about you put your boots up?
Get your boots on,
How
Parker.
How about you go?
Because I told my kids not to sign up for that shit.
I have a question.
I told you
I have a question.
We do not.
I have a question. How do you feel about Donald Trump saying he might use the military to take Panama and Greenland, and he wants to use the U.S. to own Gaza in the long run?
Uh-oh.
I'll sign up for that.
Oh my God. Do you really think that's going to happen?
Now that was a figure of speech.
Parker.
Okay, now it's you don't think it's gonna happen. Now it doesn't matter.
Okay, is Russia involved?
Okay, we're not gonna go into. You think we're gonna go into World War III with Russia because of Democrats? There's no evidence of that.
Okay, whenever it's time, you just give me a call, big boy. Okay.
What are you talking about?
You just let me know.
How am I supposed to give you a call? Who are you? Who are you? How am I supposed to give you a call?
Whenever you go collecting panhandling money,
I'm panhandling?
But there are real people over there, and freaking over there was Zelensky is at.
It's called the Ukraine.
He is looking for boots on the ground, and he said that the other day. He needs your help, Parker. Why don't you go over there and help him, Parker?
Okay, Donald Trump.
Oh, that lady. You know,
my God.
You're welcome. You know who has been to Ukraine?
JD Vance?
Close enough.
Tonight, an Out Front exclusive. JD Vance's cousin, my guest, and a former U.S. Marine standing up to the vice president over his stance on Ukraine. Nate Vance is a Texas native. He fought on the front lines in Ukraine for nearly 3 years as part of...
Kay says, did I give birth to those Ukrainian children? She might have if the dog didn't beat him over the fence. I appreciate the Halo reference.
...of the elite Da Vinci Wolves Battalion, seeing some of the war's bloodiest, most horrific battles all the way from 2022 until just this January. This video shows him in a trench as Russian artillery rounds were raining down on him and his battalion. These images show the two cousins back in the day vacationing together. Through the years, Nate and JD share grandparents. JD's mother and Nate's father are siblings. And Nate Vance is out front now. Nate, I really appreciate your talking, and I
No offense to Marines, but that guy looks like a Marine. JD Vance looks like a Marine that sat inside and made press reports all day. You know what I mean? Like, Marines have a look about them.
So if past this prologue here, the JD Vance's cousin here is a real person, and JD Vance is a silly person, right? Is that what we're gonna get to?
And they do talk the same. It's kind of weird.
Does he make JD Vance look foolish? Is what I want to know in this interview.
I don't know.
get to exactly why you're speaking out, because I know you do so after careful consideration. So, Nate, I know you call yourself a Republican-leaning independent. I know you've been supportive at times of the Trump administration. But on this issue of Ukraine, where you have put so much of your life over these past few years, you think your cousin is misguided. How come?
Excuse me. Well, I think my experience in Ukraine has given me a unique perspective that most Americans don't have. There are certainly cultural differences both between the Ukrainians and Americans and the Russians. And I think if you try to deal with Russia through an American lens, it will come back to bite you. They don't necessarily think like we think. And I'm talking about their political class. I've personally witnessed them shooting their own troops on enough occasions that it wasn't just an isolated incident. It's happened quite a bit, enough to the point where you could consider it to be policy if troops are retreating. So these people, as a
person impersonator,
policy will eat their own. So they will not hesitate to eat
Christopher Wells,
an American president or an American vice president. They don't care what we think.
Yeah, exactly, Kay, just like Israel.
They're not our allies, and they never will be, not at least for a generation.
I know that you've tried to reach out to your cousin since he took office, but haven't been successful. I mean, what were you planning to say to him? I mean, what do you want to say to him now in this moment?
Well, look, I mean, there's more than one reason why you could make the argument for supporting Ukraine. There's the, kind of emotional argument, the human element argument part of it, which fine, if that's the argument you want to make in order to support Ukraine, then I support that. There's also the element of how it will affect the United States long term, right? So if you're just more transactional in nature and you are concerned, what is the benefit for the United States? I don't think there's any scenario where like if this war pauses and sanctions are lifted, Russia has spent the last 3 years kind of beefing up their military-industrial complex, and if you lift those sanctions, you're going to see a massive influx of funds into that military-industrial complex, and they're going to build a war machine out of it, right? That's what they're going to do. And the concept of an imperialistic, aggressive, modernized military Russia who has learned their lessons about modern combat is problematic for our future. And if the Russians are given significant concessions in this ceasefire, they will spin that as a victory of sorts. But their view is they're not done. So to them, it's just a chance to regroup, build up and modernize, and they'll come back. And when they do come back, they'll be more of a problem than they are now. Right now, they're at the weakest they will ever be. As soon as the ceasefire starts, they will immediately start to get stronger and continue to get stronger every day thereafter. So
What would he know?
Yeah, what would he know?
What would he know?
I can't believe that he's related to the vice president. He's such a reasonable person.
He's got the standard white man goatee and a shaved head. That's a Marine. That's it. Or if it's not high and tight, it's bald with a goatee. That's how you can spot him. His little coiffed of hair and dyeing his beard. Sorry, JD. It's giving real press corps rather than Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a special clip for you. I actually did some prep work today. You should be very
You did
proud of me.
prep work?
You should be
Wow.
very proud of me. I went back into the Wayback Machine and I found this.
Are you sure you want a flying car?
No, but
This is my real dad, Neil deGrasse Tyson, talking to Elon Musk. And this is in 2017, 15, a few years ago. This is from his Star Talk radio podcast, of which I don't think I've even missed an episode. I think I've listened to all of these. But let's, I just want you guys to pay special attention to Elon when he talks, how he talks, and what they're talking about. And then we'll discuss.
But it looks cool.
It does look cool. I mean, whenever you see sort of cities and like some futuristic concept, they always throw the flying car in there. And
you can't tell me you never thought of it.
No, I thought a lot about it.
Yeah, okay.
And there's some people I know that are working on flying cars or flying personal transport devices, if you will.
Hoverboards.
There are people working on hoverboards. But I mean, I sort of wonder.
After the interview, you can show me your hoverboard room. Okay.
I know somebody's working on a hoverboard.
I won't tell anybody. The microphone is on mute now,
okay.
So you can tell.
just between us.
Dak, we're lying.
It's awesome. I'm debating, like, should there be flying cars or shouldn't there be flying cars? I'm of two minds on that, because if there are flying cars, then, well, obviously you have added this additional dimension where now a car could potentially fall on your head and will be susceptible to weather. And of course you'd have to have a flying car where it would be like an autopilot, because I mean, otherwise, forget it.
You don't want people navigating.
Yeah, it's got to
be.
It's got to be autopilot. Mm-hmm. But even in an autopilot scenario, and even if you've got redundant motors and blades, you're still gone from near zero chance of something falling on your head to something greater than that. And there's also a noise challenge. So
Seems like a pretty standard nerd out conversation.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen to him. Go ahead.
Just a quick bit of we were talking about earlier the Republican House continuing resolution. It's being voted on right now. Currently, all Republicans are voting for it, and all Democrats are voting against it.
Awesome.
There's still about 133 people that haven't voted.
I mean,
here's a more recent clip of Elon, and let's see if you guys can spot the difference.
How are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean.
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress, actually. So our savings at this point exceed $4 billion a day. Mm-hmm. So it's very significant.
You think you'll wind up getting to $1 trillion?
Yeah.
Of savings?
I mean, unless we're stopped, we will get to $1 trillion of savings.
This, my friends, is why you don't take ketamine every day for recreational purposes and claim that it's to help you sleep. His brain is mush.
His brain is mush, or he seems depressed. He seems like a sad boy.
Why would he be sad?
All right, we welcome to the show and a special interview with Mr. Elon.
This is the single greatest intro to an interview I've ever heard.
Elon Musk, who of course is famed Trump advisor, CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, chair of X Corp. Elon, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I want to begin, but among other things, everyone's attacking you for your position. What are you doing in the government? There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced.
Maybe you fired the people running the server. Who knows? Who can tell?
It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Oh, well, so that's your suspicion. Is the website, is the internet up? Is it up yet?
It's up.
Is the internet up?
It's a series of tubes, Mikey. A series of tubes.
Made by Al Gore.
It's up yet. Okay, good. But I just was looking back. Let me see if I get this right. They're setting fire to various Tesla charging stations near Boston.
Okay, his reaction to this is what kind of clued me in that I think some of the cows have left the barn, I think.
Shots were fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon. Various nonviolent...
Shots fired, not a metaphor.
Shots fired, yes. Downtown New York, marching...
He's still laughing.
Marching against the Tesla showroom. Your stock is way down. You've been criticized left and right.
But look on the bright side.
I mean, why are you doing this?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yes, I'm an optimist.
Yeah. But besides that,
yes. I mean,
how's your day?
What motivates you to do this?
Was the opera good?
It's tough sledding.
Yeah, it is tough sledding. But I think we're doing the right thing here.
I think his brain is mush.
Yeah, he's not all there, man. Like too many drugs. Too many drugs.
There's been a tremendous amount of waste and fraud in the government. When you're part of the government, you saw a lot of that, and there's been, if you look at the Inspector General reports and the Government Accountability Office, there have been many audits that have pointed out that there's a tremendous amount of waste and fraud in the government. In fact, there was a report issued by the G.
Yeah, he can't talk.
No, he can't.
He's all jammed up. Here.
And it's interesting that you bring up like the Star Talk that he did a while ago versus now, and you can tell that like he's not the same guy. Whether it's drugs or like just like cognitive decline, or he's just is off some meds maybe, like he's obviously not thinking the same way. He's not processing his own speech the same way.
Yeah.
Where'd you recruit most of them from?
Talking about his little team.
And what is it that makes you choose, the Treasury or Social Security or USAID?
And by the way, they've been saying this entire time that they're not going to touch Social Security. And ketamine addict over here literally spills the bag.
How does it work? Let the public know, please.
Right. Well, we just basically follow the money. We look at the president's executive orders.
Bull.
And we also just follow the money. So we started looking closely at USAID because they were completely violating the president's executive orders to suspend
illegal
foreign aid. What's called foreign aid, but in our view is a lot of corruption.
You're not allowed to make that decision.
Yeah, it's not up to you, buddy.
Like, he's literally just like spilling his guts right now, and he doesn't understand that he is not supposed to be saying any of this.
Yeah.
What we saw there is just a tremendous amount of money being sent to non-governmental organizations. But actually, this, by the way, is I think one of the biggest sources of fraud in the world is government-funded non-governmental organizations.
Now, I'm going to rewind that, and I want you guys to remember that he has how many billions of dollars worth of contracts with Starlink and SpaceX? Listen to the sentence. Like, it's almost like they're so not self-aware that they don't get that the thing that he's bitching about is literally the only thing keeping him afloat right now. $4 million a day, everybody. That's what you, as an American taxpayer, that's what you're paying him. $4 million a day. What we saw there is just a tremendous amount of money being sent to non-governmental organizations. But actually, this, by the way, is I think one of the biggest sources of fraud in the world is
government-funded, non-governmental organizations.
You don't say.
This is a gigantic fraud loophole where...
You don't say. And guess who's the guy cutting out all the extra fraud? The guy fucking defrauding the American government right fucking now.
The government can give money to an NGO, and then there are no controls over that NGO. So they've given billions of dollars, in fact, we estimate tens of billions of dollars to NGOs that are essentially scams.
By the way,
and that is why I am banishing all of my contracts with the American. Like, he doesn't even realize that he's doing it.
Yeah.
But it's up to that, so.
I don't want to interrupt, but Secretary of State Rubio just come out, I think he tweeted today, he has accepted over 80% of your recommendations to shut down in USAID.
Right.
So your review and analysis was spot on.
Yes. So.
All right, I'm done listening to that for a second. Scroll through the transcript real quick. The amount of uh-ohs and, well, that was actually something else and all that. The Doggy Collective hasn't fucking found a single dollar of fraud. A single dollar. They've been running around posting about contracts that the U.S. has already paid out and saying, ha, we got rid of that. Got rid of what, bitch?
Yeah.
That's a receipt. It's done. We already paid for it. It's over.
Yeah. A lot of these contracts have already been fucking distributed
Fulfilled.
for the most part. Yeah.
They already got the money, dumbass. What are you talking about? Oh, I think this is the one. Oh, wait a minute. Let me control F my damn self. Yeah, this is it. We'll go back here.
So, Mikey, if here, I'll put this in the link because they're starting. They finished a procedural vote on voting on the continuing resolution to fund the government, and now they're actually voting on it. I'm going to put the C-SPAN link in the chat.
Thank you.
Like I say, reports don't mean anything. You got to actually.
So when they're, let me go back a sentence now.
Middle of next year.
Well, we're just getting things done as opposed to writing a report. Like I say, reports don't mean anything.
We don't need to tell you what we're doing. We're just going to keep doing it.
You got to actually take action.
Yes.
So the waste report in entitlement spending, which is which is most of the federal spending is entitlement.
There it is. Here it comes. Get ready.
So that's like the big one to eliminate. Because that's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $600-700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats.
Nah, maybe I'm just some weird liberal with a woke mind virus, but it sounded a whole lot like he just said the big thing that we need to get rid of is entitlements. Maybe I took him out of context. I'll play it again and I won't say nothing.
Entitlement spending, which is which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. So that's like the big one to eliminate. Because that's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $600-700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants by essentially paying them
That makes
to come here. And
bro, you're literally a fucking illegal immigrant who has fucking government contracts with your company that you're using, that you're taking taxpayer dollars for. He is literally talking about himself. You is you're the government waste. You're are what's making the government inefficient. It is you.
How much are they paying him every single year to explode some rocket ships and fucking build shitty cars?
I would like to trade in Musk for 10,000 BYD SUVs.
spending, which is which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. So that's like the big one to eliminate. Because that's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $600-700 billion a year.
Social Security, Medicaid,
that is
Medicare.
Also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants.
So Tim, can undocumented people, can they take Social Security claims?
No, because they don't have Social Security numbers.
By
They
essentially
don't have
paying them
Social Security numbers.
to come here, and then turning them into voters.
Yes.
So this is why the Democrats are so upset about the situation, because they're losing.
That's not why.
You know, if we turn off this gigantic money magnet for
you don't say a money magnet, you say
illegal immigrants, then
like you who overstayed your fucking visa,
they will leave.
Please leave.
And they'll lose voters.
Please leave. President's support.
Go back to South Africa where they want you. Oh wait.
He said so again yesterday. He completely supports your operation.
Yeah. Well, thanks. But that's super. Without the president's support, we couldn't make any progress here. Yeah. I mean, where you'll see the biggest outcry is from the Democrats who are they don't want the waste and fraud to be turned off because it is a gigantic magnet to attract illegal immigrants and have them stay in the country.
That's you, bitch.
Yeah.
That's
you.
That's you. You're talking about you.
And I mean, you see some of the crazy stuff, like where money from FEMA, you know, which is meant, FEMA is an agency that's meant to take care of Americans in distress. And a bunch of their money was being sent to pay for luxury hotels in New York for illegal immigrants. And that was happening.
Okay. I'm going to debunk this one last thing, and then we can move on to the next video. The hotel that they're referring to used to be a nice hotel, but it hasn't been a nice hotel since the 70s. It is now the immigration center for New York. It is not a hotel anymore. There's not beds and, there's not concierge service and bottles of champagne dripping down the hallways. Like, that's not what the place is. It looks like the DMV. It just used to be a hotel. You sound weird. You look weird.
Even after the president was elected, even after he signed an executive order saying that needs to stop.
Because he can't sign an executive order to cancel money that's already been legislated by Congress. You would know that if they put the fucking Constitution on a fucking ketamine bottle.
So we actually made sure that money did stop going, because it's outrageous that American taxpayer money is spent on luxury hotels for illegals. But you have to say, like, why was that being done? It was because the Democrats are trying to import voters, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, in New York, where they don't have, a stranglehold. That's what they're doing. They're importing voters into New York so that they can win New York, because without all that, there's no way a Democrat will win Are you dumb?
I agree.
Yeah. And that's also why there's no voter ID in.
All right. I'm going to have to get a drug test if I keep fucking watching this. Jesus Christ. My dog is snoring so loud.
So they just finished the vote on.
Jesus.
They just finished the vote, a procedural vote on debate, I believe, and they're going to have another vote. I think.
Tim, C-SPAN has a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. Where I don't have to watch ads.
Attitude and his commitment to his colleagues. Jordan came to Buffalo from Canada about 5 years ago. After meeting Mickey,
1 minute floor
the two of them
speeches.
Truly completed each other, building a home filled with love, complete with their
Oh, they found a rainbow? That's lit. That's a good ass picture.
Yeah, right?
beloved cats, Beef and Chicken. I'd like to close with some of
His cat's name were Beef and Chicken. That's hilarious.
Mickey's own words to the city he loved, which he released in a series of postcards at the height of the pandemic. Let us be reminded of our community's past and present so we can all look forward to a more positive future. It's your Buffalo.
Chrissy in the chat.
It's my Buffalo. We are all neighbors. May the families and friends of Mickey Harmon and
They're
Jordan
also
Flynn
voting
become
on
New
repealing an
Yorkers
IRS
and
rule
Americans across the
requiring people reporting when they buy and sell cryptocurrency.
Jesus Christ. Look, I told y'all this is a fucking looting, dude. They are looting the country. If there is any MAGA in the chat, I know you're triggered right now, and I know like you're like, look at these soy boy love the libtard cuck. I know. Get it out of your system. Yell into a pillow, but I need you to listen. Your shit is being looted right now. Whether you know it or not, or whether you care or not, I don't know. But look at me. They are looting the country, and you are clapping for it. They're not going to share it with you. You are going to be poor like everyone else. Pay attention. They're stealing all of our shit.
And they don't, and they're trying to hide it too. This getting rid of this cryptocurrency thing is them saying, "Oh yeah, you can buy as much, sell as much crypto as you want." The IRS doesn't need to know about that. They don't need to record the profits you make from crypto.
Mm-hmm. And if y'all think this is gonna be some libertarian fucking social experiment, I got bad news for you, brother. It's gonna be more like the oligarchs in Russia. Like, it's not going to be like you think it is. It doesn't work the way you think it works. And that's not me having a sourpuss take on it. I wish he fucking knew what he was talking about with the fucking economy. I wish it worked. Because, you know what I mean? Like, that's everyone else's money that's getting wrapped up in this bullshit. And that's like, he's tanking the shit on purpose. They're putting shit in crypto and getting rid of the IRS and all this shit so they can take all your shit. You know, like, that's the point of this, is to take all your shit and then to get rid of all of the people that would be mad at them for taking all your shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing tariffs on our neighbors for? Unless it's to, like, corrupt the market and drive up prices, which will make you all very desperate. Like, you got to pay attention, guys. I think this was just they were talking outside of Congress about the workers that got sent off. Speaking of food, let's take it back.
God.
Let's take it back.
Oh God! All right.
And if I'm not crazy, explain this.
You should be able to exercise informed choice. You should know what that product is, what's in your food.
I thought about getting a filter. I gotta set it up on the Stream Deck, but I think he'd be less irritating on my voice if I put an auto tune on him, like T-Pain style, and just had it be like musical, because then maybe I could like string it together in some sort of normal human speak.
Right.
And what
he should learn Common is what
the health impacts are, and that's all we're going to do.
Yeah,
we're going to incentivize people to. We're going to incentivize companies to be transparent. And we're going to inform Americans about what's making them sick. Nobody wants to be sick.
I don't want to be sick. Why is, okay, beef tallow, seed oil, but then there are other healthy oils. Like, for example, avocado oil is considered healthy, or olive oil.
Or butter.
Butter, straight
olive oil.
That's what's healthy, Tim. Butter.
Yeah, listen, I love butter, but butter is not the healthiest alternative.
It is healthy
for greasing your pans and whatnot.
I'll
tell you,
raw milk butter, actually.
Yeah, I primarily use either canola oil or grapeseed oil and olive oil.
I'm an Evo guy.
Yeah, extra virgin olive oil is good stuff, but for high heat cooking, it's like grapeseed oil.
I use some sesame. What do we have? I think we had sunflower oil one time. Man,
sunflower oil is good too.
That shit gets way too hot.
Yeah,
I was burning all my food because I was waiting for like the, the light smoke before you threw like something on there to sear it, and I was just like, God damn.
But my daughter, who's like you, she went into my house a couple of years ago, and she like wiped out the Smart Balance, wiped out the margarine, wiped out any seed oil.
Good for her.
And she cleaned out my whole pantry, and she bought me the things that she said, Daddy, this is much better because I like to cook.
And she wants you to live for a long time.
I want to live for a long time.
Me too.
That's why.
You sound healthy.
Yeah, right.
Hey, let's cut to the picture of him all jacked up on steroids trying to bench press like 800 pounds or whatever it is.
I watch my weight. I watch what I eat. I try to take care of myself. Here are the numbers that really scare me, though. And 66% of adults, 38% of teens, and we'll put this up on the screen, they
Paul is right. Lard is best.
have pre-diabetes.
Look at that milkshake.
Order that. He did not order that. We'll just put it looks great. I'm sure one of our guys. Would anyone like a free shake? Anyone? We got to be somebody in here. But I want to go.
That's not a raw milkshake.
We can just.
Yeah, you want.
Well, I mean, if you're serious about what it is, throw that bitch on the ground, get that motherfucker fired, and then, like, you know, gut him with your fucking boot knife that I'm sure you're wielding right now.
Okay, 80% of American adults, 50% of teens are overweight and obese. We have an obesity epidemic.
Look at the year.
2000. Also, what index are they using? Because if it's BMI, that's like eugenic shit they're talking about. So, what is the metric?
Dude, my BMI used to be, like, when I was doing sports and shit like that, like, if you have any amount of muscle on you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you can be, like, I could do, like, 15 pull-ups, morbidly obese.
Epidemic in this country. 77%, according to the Pentagon, Americans do not qualify for the military because of their health.
Will you guys focus on him? What the fuck is this cameraman doing?
40% of our teenagers struggle with anxiety now and depression.
Now, I wonder why. I wonder why young people are stressed out.
Maybe it's because people of our generation and younger are just living through
hell,
just horrible shit all the time. Like, you think about it. All right, so millennials and younger, right?
Yeah.
9/11.
Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two forever
the
wars.
Post 9/11. Yeah, and then various terrorist attacks, school shootings,
lots
just
of those
all the time.
Yeah.
Trump, the first time.
Oh, you missed the financial.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Collapse.
That's right. The Great Recession.
Yes.
The housing bubble.
Yes.
And then Trump.
Yes.
And then COVID, and now Trump again.
I don't know why they're stressed out. I don't know. They should just be.
I don't know why
they should just be eating sticks of butter and and
deep fried butter
and whistling Dixie. What's to be upset about?
Which you know, there are studies coming out of Stanford and Harvard that show a lot of mental illness, including anxiety and depression, are related to food. And that changing your diet, food is medicine. By changing your diet, you can lose some of.
Hey, dumbass, we can't eat fresh food because we're poor.
Yeah.
We're poor.
He doesn't know what a food desert is.
He doesn't know what poor means. We don't all live in Camelot. You know what I'm saying? Where fucking chefs prepare all of our striped sea bass with steamed asparagus wrapped in bacon.
Having crazy fucking drug parties.
Well, maybe we should just do heroin like he did.
Yeah.
Those.
Is heroin good for you?
No.
Diagnoses. And
if I ever meet that motherfucker, I'm just going to just say this same word over and over and over again. Heroin. Heroin. Heroin.
And, you know, this, Sean, is a uniquely American problem. This is not happening like it is here elsewhere in the world.
How about in Samoa?
Yeah,
my uncle's president, 3% of Americans were obese. As you pointed out, it's now
Christopher, you naughty boy.
Close to 80% of adults, 50% of children. But in Japan, it's still 3%. Because they don't eat this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they live?
They also don't eat cheese, but I don't think you're trying to ban cheese. Holy fucking pale. Look at his hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought it was a prop. Sean Hannity has the whitest skin. Oh, that's why he's the great white hope. That man is white. Holy shit. He's blinding that man in the background over there.
Live on average 10 years longer than men here.
And I like how homeboy got this cheeseburger and hasn't taken a fucking bite of it. You know, that's the
right.
That's the problem in this country. We waste all this fucking food. Stop letting your fucking food die in the window, chef.
Yeah, and this generation of our kids is the first generation in 200 years that is going to have a shorter lifespan than their parents.
I wonder whose fault that is.
Yeah.
It's almost like money allows you to eat really good food and have health care, but y'all want to cut all the food money and then cut the health care. But I don't know. I don't know how we can connect that to a shorter lifespan.
Scary. We are letting down these kids, and there's a moral issue
You could help us by eating that cheeseburger.
here, and
all of them in the restaurant today.
Yeah.
Until you burst. That would help us.
we need to start grappling with it because
Steven. Oop.
It's a moral issue. It's a financial issue. The healthcare costs are going to sink us. And the only way that we're going to
Medicare for all?
solve it is by changing what we eat.
Oh, no Medicare for all, guys. Sorry. All you get instead
just gotta
of
eat better.
Instead of healthcare, RFK says use butter.
Use the butter.
Oh, man. Okay. Final clip. I got a nice cherry on top of this shit sundae we've been eating for the last 2 hours. There's a little show that me and Tim like. It's called Some More News. And me and Tim are actually barely on speaking terms right now because one of my favorite people was on one of our favorite podcasts and he didn't tell me. I had to tell him.
I didn't know. I didn't see the episode.
Russell. But Francesca is hanging out with the Some More News crew and enjoy.
Address to Congress a few nights ago. Not the State of the Union, but it is. Who cares what it's called?
State of the month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, I like that. Can we do that once a month? His speechwriters are like, oh, okay.
Of course he likes that.
It's his favorite thing. It's his favorite
The longest
thing.
in modern history.
Yeah.
They're so old. How are they awake?
That's why they walked out.
Well, that's exactly, Cody. I was like, that's why Al Green was definitely, obviously, yay, Al Green, but he was also like, I am tired. And I know this will go on forever.
An hour, 40 minutes. No,
I'm
thank
going
you.
to 5 minutes in, shake my cane.
Please
Good
throw
night.
me out.
I'm going to have a nice cup of tea. Throw me out. Good night. Like Al Green, like that was the move.
He played his cards right.
He piped up. He said, you do not have a mandate to cut Medicaid. Eventually, he was removed from the chamber. And then this morning, censured by the House, 10 Democrats joined the Republicans to vote in favor of censuring him because the decorum, you guys.
Yeah. 10 losers joined the party.
God.
What an absurd thing for any of them to participate in.
So, Mikey.
What are you?
There we go. My pause wasn't working.
One of the Democrats who voted to censure Al Green was a Connecticut Democrat by the name of Jim Himes.
Let me get him on the list.
And put him on the fucking list, man.
The primary board.
Because his explanation for this is that he voted to censure that guy who told Obama that he was lying back when Obama and during one of Obama's State of the Union. So it's only fair that he censure Al Green for the same thing. And the congresswoman that I work for, her office has been getting phone calls telling her, people have been like, can you tell the congresswoman to tell Jim Hines to shut the fuck up? Like, you need to tell the congresswoman to have a conversation with that boy and tell him, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we're getting flack for something a different Connecticut congressperson did.
Just be like, hold please. Senator Hines' office. Like, you need to transfer that fucking call. Like, hold please.
Yeah, I would be like, and I did. I was like, well, I can give you the phone number for Congressman Hines' district office if you would like.
Yeah.
Like,
the number you have dialed, you have reached an error. The number that you require is this. Call this motherfucker.
Yeah, and like, I don't, the 10 Democrats who voted to censure Al Green, what the fuck? The Republicans don't give a shit about decorum unless it favors them.
Yeah. What's
They,
well? Fucking civil secretary says stop or we'll throw you out. Oh, I know. Bye.
Oh. You promise?
If it's that easy, shit. and
Well,
we
once again,
and we reacted to it live, like we watched it live.
Yeah.
How disappointing that nobody got up with him and walked the fuck out.
Yeah. How if it was me and if I was a Democrat serving in Congress, after Al Green was thrown out, I would have waited a few minutes and then I would have stood up
And
and
said the
shouted
same
at
thing.
Trump too. Yeah.
Just keep repeating,
then-
you don't have a mandate. 2 minutes
Yeah.
later, you don't have a mandate. As soon as he starts talking, I would interrupt it, Just fuck it.
And
Throw off his rhythm.
And if I was Hakeem Jeffries, I'd get off my ass and I would organize the Democrats to do an organized protest of the speech. Instead, Hakeem and the other leadership in the Democrats, like the minority whip, said, hey guys, be nice.
Take your bingo paddle over there and just wave it vociferously.
And the Democrats looked like chumps. They look like fools.
Like he literally was like pointing and laughing and staring them down. He called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas again, like a racist. But everybody tells me he's not a racist. It is unbecoming to look at a bully bullying somebody and then to sit there in silence.
Yeah.
Unbecoming.
Oh, and the other thing that we got phone calls about, which is upsetting, is that people would call and say, how come the Congresswoman didn't stand for the kid with cancer who Trump made a Secret Service agent? Or how come the Congresswoman didn't stand and clap for the Lake and Riley people? And it's like, I don't get any of it, to be honest. I can't tell those people, hey, those people were political pawns Trump put up there.
Yeah.
To get cheap pops. Like that's what he was out there for, cheap pops from the crowd.
As if the Republicans wouldn't have ripped that little black kid with the cancer who's now like a Secret Service agent. Okay. Like as if
Yeah.
they wouldn't have tore his ass apart online for the way he looks and for what's going on with his life. They would have totally eviscerated him. But because he's being used as a pawn, now he's great. Oh, okay. No, so much for DEI, but whatever.
Yeah.
You doing?
Everyone should have stood up and walked out.
Not the
That's what I said, Katie.
moment, folks.
Me and Katie are the same person.
Just the fucking political theater of it, the show of that entire speech, which we'll go through, is just every other word is an insult to Joe Biden or the Democrats, a blatant lie. But this idea, like the Democrats, they'll never applaud for me, they will never stand up for me. You're insulting them every other word. And
why aren't they being grateful that I'm shitting on them
Yeah.
right to their face?
That's whole Trump's MO is, why aren't you being grateful that I'm here yelling at you?
I'm a
that you're all
celebrity.
idiots.
I'm famous. Do you know who I am?
You know what happens when you're famous? They let you do whatever you want.
Grab him by the pussy.
also, not for nothing, they did the exact same shit. They do the
Yeah, look
at Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I call them Flotsam and Jetsam. If anybody knows what movie that's from, you get a gold star. Tim, don't tell him.
exact same shit. So get your
Oh, you don't know?
I don't recall. It's not off the top of my head. I don't recall.
Ooh, okay. There you go. Flotsam and Jetsam. Where are they from? Winner gets a gold star.
head out of your ass and just talk about what's important. Like you want people to, you don't give a shit if people stand up and you would like people to stand up and applaud for you. But at the end of the day, you know you're egging it on. You know that you're not trying to be conciliatory. You're not trying to be a president for everyone. You want the reaction. You want us to be sharing social media clips and being.
Yeah, Kay says, let's tank this Ukraine peace because Zelensky didn't say thank you and bow enough. Even though he said thank you, but they just kept yelling over the top of him as he was saying thank you, so they didn't hear it. So stupid.
enraged. That's what you want. That's why you're saying this shit.
The civility police is very frustratingly effective. Like, apparently,
look, Wormbo's back there. This is why we can't be on the show,
as evidenced by this censure. But like, I've seen a lot.
Can Wormbo talk to us right now?
A big uptick recently of like a lot of conservatives and Republicans and just pundits and being like, the Democrats are so cruel. They're so like
Regios. I knew he would come through.
From Universal Studios Hollywood.
That is the name of the eels that are Ursula's little henchmen, Flotsam and Jetsam.
Now, is this the original Little Mermaid or the woke one?
I haven't watched the new one. Like, if I'm being honest, I'm a bit traumatized after I got super excited that my man's Childish Gambino was going to be in the new one, the new Lion King, and it was like weird National Geographic BBC animation, and I didn't understand, and I got old man and I turned it off. Like, I turned it off. I didn't even get to like Hakuna Matata. Like, I had to turn it off. It was bothering me on every level, so I had to leave.
Mikey, breaking news.
Oh shit.
Ukraine and Russia have agreed to a 30-day ceasefire.
Oh, that's good news. Okay. Oh god. I was like, oh, here we go.
and apparently the US will restart intelligence sharing and security assistance to Ukraine immediately.
Alice, these like and rude and stuff. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what they're trying to do, but like, I can't believe it works on some people. Like,
quick
this
correction: only Ukraine has agreed to it. Russia has not agreed to it yet.
I was about to say they're going to send their agreement over on rockets.
Yeah, Russia has not agreed to the ceasefire yet.
He went down that escalator and was like, actually, we're doing mean stuff now. We're just gonna we're gonna be awful to each other. Everybody's gonna be awful to each other. That was the deal. And now that some Democrats are finally like, okay, fuck you and your feelings, I guess. They're like, oh my gosh, did you say thank you to us? You didn't even, you weren't polite enough. Like, it's so absurd.
You didn't even stand and give me an applause. I mean, he's obsessed with them not. They couldn't even applaud. They couldn't applaud the child who survived brain cancer who wants to be a police officer, even though we're defunding NIH funding for child cancer.
Right.
And
like, how does, like, are we just like super geniuses? Do we have like, is our pineal gland decalcified and our third eye has been awakened and we can see the cosmos in a way that no one else can? Are we timeline shifters? This shit is pretty fucking obvious. Ugh.
Yeah.
And Medicaid for disabled people and disabled children, or just children in general.
Yeah, it's like, good luck. Here's your fake job, kid. Like, what do you like?
No, you have to applaud the exploitation.
I'm so done with like the decorum bullshit. Like, it's wild to me. Like, when you see 10 Democrats and you're like, nah, we're cooked. We're cooked with this kind of stuff.
I'm with it.
And you're like, well, who is this for? I guess it's for your donors. I guess it's for people who you like court who are in the middle. But like, of Al Green of all people, like, this guy, nobody ever heard of him, you know, and you're gonna censure him. So this is absolutely terrifying. This is when I use my one DM to AOC. I do one about 6 months, and I'm like, start a new party, please.
Just do it, man.
I would so join that party in a heartbeat.
Dave says, holy shit, Mikey, is your chakra resonating with your quantum solar? Yes, it is. He said, Kay says, wow, they find a way to make me root for cancer.
Fucked up.
Well, at least there's possibly a ceasefire going. I guess the ceasefire in Gaza is done. Right, I guess that's just whatever, because they've just been violating it the entire fucking time.
Yeah,
still,
I heard that
still
they shut
killing
off power
people.
to Gaza again. They shut off power to Gaza again.
And aid, like, they got all the fucking like temporary like trailer homes that the people were supposed to live in. They just got them fucking parked along the fucking highway, and the people just don't get to have them now. But in honestly, all the bullshit that's happening over here, I swear to God, fucking Trump is trying to turn us into Israel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he is. Like he's trying to like take away people's right to protest. They just grabbed the guy who was protesting at Columbia and put him in a black site so that nobody can find him and he can't have any legal representation, all that stuff. Like they're trying to deport people who are supposed to be here. You know?
Right.
All in the name of protecting against anti-Semitism. It's like, dude, you can't just like tell people don't root for where you're from because it's mean.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or you could just, you know, not send bombs to Israel. But again, he started that back up. I think they got what, 90 or what was it? I think it was 9 billion. I don't know. But they just got a whole new aid package. Because they need it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do they're supposed to be in a ceasefire and you're sending them bombs? What's that for? What's all that about?
For all the peace they're gonna bomb with.
Unbelievable.
All the peaceful bombings. Yeah. And one thing that we haven't really talked about too much in this episode, but boy, the stock market is taking a hit.
Oh yeah, let's check in.
So last time we talked, the NASDAQ was flirting with correction territory, which is a correction is 10% from their last high. So the high in the NASDAQ was about 20,000, and now they're at 17,500 about. So they're deep in correction territory now. Now the Dow Jones Industrial Average is also flirting with correction territory. Their high was about 44,000 and some change, and they're down to 41,000 and some change. So they're getting close. Trump is really fucking over the stock market with all this tariff stuff. The on again, off again. We're gonna tariff everything Canada has at 50% now. Like he's really
a stable genius.
He's and so tomorrow. There's going to be an inflation report coming out, like the monthly inflation report, and that is going to be a big indicator of where we're headed. Because if it's high, the market's just going to go down again. And you know the jobs report from February was not great. We added 100,000 less jobs than we thought we were going to, and the unemployment reports aren't great. Like the jobs data is not good.
He's a stable genius. He knows what he's doing. And again, if I think I said this on shout out to Politics Social. I was on there yesterday, and I told them, I was like, the problem that they're having is if they would have taken their time to execute their plan, they might have gotten away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they tried to literally like kick out the ladder from underneath the American people, while slicing their ankles, whilst cutting their kneecaps, whilst cutting their hips. And people started noticing when, you know, like their shoe is missing. You know what I mean? Like you can't do this to the American people without a serious revolt.
Yeah.
I'm at this point, that's why I'm glad I hope me and the wife get our little home with a little bit of land on there so we can grow something to eat. Like dead ass serious. The fact that this place had enough arable land for me to feed my family was an important feature of the home.
Right.
Like it's important to us that we're going to be able to grow food because like, again, Trump voters, come here, lean in close. This is going to affect you.
Yeah.
You are not immune to this. None of y'all are immune to this. This is going to hurt everybody. Ask Kentucky. Ask Kentucky how they're feeling right now.
Yeah. Ask Kentucky, really any of the big crop growing states.
Mm-hmm.
How it's going to happen, because those farmers are going to get their legs cut out from under them if they haven't already.
And it's, I mean, I hate to toot my own horn. I have a button for that. Farmers, get ready for the white South Africans to come take your land.
Oh, wow.
Get ready.
I didn't even think of that.
Because they are fast. Why do you think that gold card, green card shit came into play?
Yeah.
They cut off your they knew damn well, someone in the Trump camp knew damn well that they had a lot of their money wrapped up in the repairs and upgrades that they had done, and they were waiting on that grant money that Biden promised, and Elon cut it off. So now, if people don't know too much about farming, farmers have to put a majority of their wealth into the ground every spring, and hope it comes back in the fall, in the harvest, like most of their money. So if they spent money to upgrade shit like solar panels or whatever the case may be, whatever the stipulations were for that act, that money has already been spent. So now they don't have any money to put food in the ground. So if they can't do that, then they're not going to get that money back in the fall, which means they're going to lose the farm.
Right.
And those white South Africans who are so oppressed, all 4% of them that own 40% of the land and 70% of the arable land in South Africa. And then because the South African government said, this is a little imbalanced, so we need to do some reshuffling of the deck here. And they were compensated. 6 white farmers die in the violence that claims 30,000 people a year in South Africa, and now it's an epidemic. Just like fentanyl became an epidemic when the white kids started dying.
Right.
I mean, never mind crack in the 80s, but that's another day. So when you lose your farm, Elon is going to spot these guys the $5 million. They're going to come over and they're going to buy your fucking farm for pennies on the dollar. That's the plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And there isn't too much you can do to block it now because you already did the upgrades to your shit. The only thing you can do at this point is get that motherfucker impeached. I pray that you fucking Republicans finally grow some goddamn spines and impeach this motherfucker. That is, if you do not impeach him, I hope you have a house with some farmland on it or some backyard or some shit, because that's how we're going to be fucking hunter-gatherers out in this bitch. They are fucking up the food chain on purpose to dispossess you of your shit. They are stealing your shit. That's it.
Mikey, how conspiratorial of you.
I mean, if only it didn't keep coming true. It would be one thing if it was like, oh, well, I'm not like Anna Kasparian over here where I was just like firing off into the sunset. But it's there are very few opportunities left for them to stop this. Like you're running out of time. If you do not impeach him and get all of those MAGA idiots the fuck out of there, Social Security's gone. Medicare's gone. Medicaid's gone. SNAP gone. Food gone. Food safety gone. Pollution gone. It's gonna be gone, dude. They're trying to do this on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing it because, like, oh, well, the liberals are just going to cry so much. But no, they have a whole fucking scheme to own everything.
Right.
And you're not included, brother. Just because you voted for him, that doesn't mean shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, where is it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mikey, before we get to this video, because I know we're probably going to end soon.
Yeah.
So we're going to try this thing out.
All right.
And I want everyone in the chat right now. We're going to take a bunch of your questions. We're going to record a video on them, and we're going to put it up on Patreon, patreon.com/podcast. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a Q&A. Put your questions in the chat. I don't care what the questions are about. It doesn't have to be about politics. It could be about whatever.
Put before like hashtag Q&A.
Yeah, hashtag Q&A.
So I don't have to fucking find all this shit.
Yeah. And we'll go through the questions. We'll pick a few of them out. We'll do a quick video and we'll put it up on the Patreon for the subscribers.
Yes.
You may continue.
Well, I just saw a bunch of Teslas burning. I just figured it was worth a click.
Role in the Trump administration.
Traffic cameras capture the moment 4 Cybertrucks go up in flames. Seattle Fire tells us it happened just after.
You know, Cybertrucks look better when they're on fire. I'm not going to front. Now it looks cool. It didn't look cool before, but now it looks cool.
I agree. The Cybertruck on fire,
looks
much
way
cooler
better.
than the Cybertruck not on fire.
Looks way better.
After 11 o'clock Sunday night in a soda lot at the intersection of.
Oh my God.
That's why he's got his kid on his head 24/7.
Spokane and 2nd. And after seeing the headlines and the
see, that looks way better.
aftermath of
I
this,
like the color scheme.
Teresa Rams
sick paint job, bruh.
wants answers.
Is it going to affect me personally? Because I know other club members of mine will not drive their Cybertrucks into Seattle.
She's got both a Model 3 and a Cybertruck, and she's personally experienced the rise in backlash.
Girl, you better get out of that thing. You driving around in a dartboard. You better get out of there.
Against the brand.
Recently, it's been a lot of middle fingers. It's been a lot of gagging gestures, that kind of stuff. Hollering, yeah, that's not a truck, especially when I'm driving the Cybertruck.
A couple weeks ago, someone on a one-wheel in the middle of
It's called a monowheel.
traffic downtown brazenly slapped this anti-Elon sticker on
Brazenly slapped. Man.
the bumper of her Cybertruck.
When I was stopped at that traffic light, I heard 2 knocks on the back of my truck. And it's just oh, geez. Okay, what happened? And thankfully, it was only just a sticker. But it was just I just rolled my eyes and it was just now what?
A couple weeks before that, authorities reported a fire that began.
I like how it says burned to a crisp.
And in the glove box of a Model Y Tesla in Northgate was suspicious.
I totally get people don't like Elon being in government, being in DOGE. I totally understand that. But I can't see it justifying destroying property.
Oh my God.
Look, I know you guys are losing your entire livelihood, but I really want this car. So just not in my front trunk. You know what I mean? I get that you want to protest, but can't you protest in a way that lets me benefit from this literal fucking Nazi who's ruining the earth? Why does him being a Nazi that wants to ruin the earth have to mess with my really shitty ride and my annoying ass car?
Yeah, I saw that Trump is oh, you can't boycott Tesla, that's illegal. I'm gonna buy a Tesla just to help Elon out. Yeah, Elon doesn't fucking need any more money.
Newsflash: the president can't drive.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to drive.
Well, and they're not allowed to. Did you know that once you become president, you're not allowed to drive anymore?
Yeah, except on the driveway slowly, like Biden did.
Or like Bush, he drives on his own land. He's got that ranch and he's got his little Ford Lariat.
Yeah.
Like he
You
can't
get a little ATV.
He can't drive on public streets.
Yeah, they take your license away essentially, but nope. From now on, you get to ride with us.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. Let's land this cyberplane.
Cyberplane? Can you imagine?
Yeah, let's imagine.
Your head
Let's not
to
imagine.
something greater than that. And there's also a noise challenge. So
we don't know how to fly quietly.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll wait it out some longer.
Something that I do think would definitely help a lot in cities is more tunnels. Essentially with flying car, you're talking about going 3D. And there's a fundamental flaw with cities where you've got dense...
Yep. That's how it used to sound. Maybe we should just
Yeah,
get some
that's-
drugs. Maybe we're looking at this wrong. Can't care if I can't comprehend.
I don't want to sound like Elon, like current Elon.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like past Elon either, because he wasn't that smart to begin with. But like, all the brain cells have just died.
They gave up the ghost.
And the words that get to his mouth are not he doesn't have the best words.
No. Ew, remember when Jubilee brought Destiny on there? Fucking gross.
Yeah.
That fucking guy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know, after the Sam Cedar one, I watched a few of them, and I was like, actually, I can't take this for very long. It's not good for me to watch too many of those.
I built up a callousness that is probably unhealthy in the long term.
So last call for questions in the chat. If you got a question you want to ask us in the Q&A, it doesn't have to be political. It can be whatever. You can ask Mikey what his favorite Spice Girl is.
I think it's fairly obvious. Everybody knows that. So much so that I don't even have to say it right now because they already know.
You know what? Well, you know what? I'll pose that question in the Q&A, and we'll find out all together.
All right. Fine.
I got some questions.
Q&A. Tim, what is your PIN number?
11.
Got it. 11.
11.
Polar bear spice. Fuck you, tons.
Polar bear spice.
No, it's orcas now. I'm off polar bears. I'm on the orcas. But I want orcas to be my friends so that they can scuttle all the billionaire yachts all across the globe. I'm gonna train a pod of orcas to just really fuck shit up, and then I'm gonna ride on their back like Free Willy. I don't think he did that.
All right,
But he
Mikey,
should've.
let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some lunch.
It's a good
It's
idea.
lunchtime. Thank
I
you
made
guys
myself hungry at the very beginning.
You've just been suffering. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. We did not expect pretty much anybody to watch just a show with me and Tim. But look, you're all here. You're all here, and we're very grateful. Hey, did we say we're grateful? We're grateful. Hey,
We're so grateful.
We're grateful. Eye contact. Grateful.
We're grateful. Look
Thank
directly
you.
into the camera. We're grateful.
Fucking grateful.
Fucking
grateful. Oh, I forgot to play this for you.
I'm not eating eggs. I'm not eating eggs. I'm not eating eggs. I'm not.
I forgot that I sent that to you.
I'm not.
But if you haven't already, please.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
Subscribe, y'all. We're trying to get to 1K so we can get some ads on this shit.
Yeah, and go and watch all of our videos. Just you don't even have to actually watch them. Just put YouTube on in the background and just let a playlist play.
Steal your neighbor's phone and just play our playlist.
But yeah, we're very excited about the growth of the channel in the last month or two. We didn't think that us just doing a show in the middle of the day for us, probably in the evening for our British viewers,
who are now 25% of our viewing audience, according to the Entitlements.
So as long as people keep watching, we'll keep doing it.
We promise.
We promise. Patreon.com/The Bin Podcast. The Bin Podcast. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Thursday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Gets me
It
pumped.
does.
All right, let's just do another show right now.
Right now.
Gotta do another one.